Well, hello there. Hello there, everyone. Fellas, ladies, and bros. Are we live? Are we? Let me see. Let me check. As always, the music is nice. I think we are not live, but we could be live. I'm not sure. We gotta check. I can't do it. Cannot do it right now. See, I asked some of my friends if they felt like this red is nice, but they said it's more like brown. So I'm changing the color now. See, now it's more red. Maybe it's better now. See, now he's more red. Even though I felt like he was red in the first place. That's alright. So yeah, the reason I'm doing that because I'm gonna use this color later on, so I felt like it's important to change his color before we will move on to the next, right? So now he's more red. He was more like brown red, and now he's like reddish. Okay, so I assume we're live, and as always, without further ado, we're gonna go back, jump in back to our page, and we're gonna continue our story. And we are, as always, going with our boring page. I know this page is kind of boring, but overall I kind of like it, and I feel like it should be finished, right? So what we're gonna do, we are going to draw those guys in a different positions 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna draw this guy being a little bit angry. Very angry. Yeah, this guy. And then we're gonna draw like the spaceship that we had with our sketch. I don't see it here, but it was supposed to be like this ship falling, you know, to the planet Earth. And they don't know where did he go. So it's kind of funny. I'm still not 100% sure if we should completely make it like they don't know where did he go, like completely, or they have troops following him. So I'm not sure. Okay, let me make music not so loud. Is that okay? I feel like it's too loud for me. Oh, it's not enough for you now. Okay, something like that, right? That should be alright for you. I feel like it's kind of blasting for me. Maybe I'll do this. Yeah. Okay, that's a song changing. So it's alright. Okay, let's go jump back into the action. And you know, because we use the same picture for the background, we're gonna... it's too quiet. Now it's too quiet. Is it quiet for you? I feel like it should be enough for you. Maybe just a little bit louder. Yeah, like that. That should be fine. Not sure if... Yeah, okay. Again, if you cannot hear me, or is there anything that doesn't really work, you just let me know. Just let me know and I'll fix it. So let me go to our chat just in case it's alright. So yeah, at least 5 minutes setting up everything. So now we're going to tweak some of those details for the background, and I think that's important. See, we have these guys, and I'm gonna make them a little bit different from each other on each page, and I think that's important. Oh man, I'm gonna make his eye. Now see, I have my pencil presets, because I did pencil drawing when I wasn't live, so I mean wasn't online, I guess. So now I'm back with my ink. This is my ink. See, it's very solid, and pencil is not so solid. So I've been drawing with pencil, and now with ink. That's all right, I think. And after that, we're going to. So let's begin. So these guys, they are a little bit shocked here. Here, I wanna draw his hand on the table like this, like he's a little bit afraid of what's going to happen, like he's holding the table now, because you know there's like he doesn't know. Okay, that's not the layer. He doesn't know if the leader of the army of these guys will be angry or not. He might be angry, like, right? He doesn't know, so he a little bit careful here. I'm gonna do this side like that. I don't want to put each page. And again, it's not that big of a deal, right? You don't have to have very detailed picture here, because he's on the background and we are not necessarily looking at this guy. So yeah. So what's on the news today, guys? Is there anything cool you heard, like on the news? Entertainment media. I was wondering, like I heard something about Resident Evil. Let me think. Was there anything cool? So okay, that just a little bit different. Maybe it's too short. I wanted to draw it like he's putting his arm like that, but it doesn't seem like that way, so maybe I'll make it longer. Again, it's not something that you would necessarily look at, because if you have this guy standing, you might not even see this character. So for this character, I'm gonna draw his eye looking this way. He's kind of like, oh no, what are we going to do? So they are looking at each other, not sure if they're going to get hurt or not. But you know, it's not always like that. You used to see, when you watch like a movie about characters like Star Wars, right? Star Wars is a great example, because in the Star Wars universe, whenever you see the stormtroopers or bad guys on the space station of the Empire Space Station or whatever, they being treated like trash, right? They can get killed for not making the task right, which is, I feel like it's not really what would happen in the real world. I feel like in the real world, people are more likely to pretend and try to seduce, right, the stupid people. So they kind of like just follow the orders and do whatever they're being told. They don't feel like they can be hurt, you know? Like, I can tell you, like, I'm not super experienced, but I can tell that I might know something about manipulation of the society, because that's something that we are dealing a little bit, not too much, right? Dealing a little bit. I'm drinking my tea today, my jasmine tea, again, like Uncle Iroh told us to drink. So I feel like that's a cool thing from Avatar, Uncle Iroh. If you know, you know. Very good. I usually don't stream that late, but there are two reasons why I'm streaming today this late. The first reason is I've been busy with other thing, and I might be come back to this because I have projects that I need to finish by the end of this month. Oh man, I need to sit more comfortable. Like I have this thing for my back. Oh, that's why. That's why. Okay, I get my chair back. So I want to do this. I want to put his arms like this. Like he's kind of not so scared at this point. This is last page. So on the last page, you kind of feel like, okay, they are safe. He's not focusing on them. So I'm going to do like a little bit of, so it's kind of funny. I think it's kind of funny. Maybe I'll put some buttons later on. We're gonna finish, I hope so, but we're gonna probably finish this page today. And we have at least 2 more pages that I'm very excited about. And I'm doing like the last page with the little teaser. So I'm doing the last page before I do all the other pages. So I'm pretty much happy with the background. So what I'm going to do now, I'm gonna go ahead and redraw those characters that guards on each page. So this one, which is this one. So this is a little bit tricky. You kind of want to make, you want to delete those, you want to delete those. What is this? Oh, that's also a guard. You can either combine them together, which is I wouldn't recommend because, you know, if you want to color one guy, let's say you want to color one guy, right? You can go, let's pick something bright. Let's pick something pink, right? So you want to color one guy, you don't want to color the other guy. So now we can color one guy, right? And we can color over the other guy. But if we combine them together, they're gonna be like this. But now we have them separated, which is very useful for coloring. So I'm gonna leave it like that. We can make a group of layers. That's probably the best thing, like the best idea to do is a little bit too... How do you do this? This? No. Okay. I think I want to go back. I want to redo. Oh, sheesh, man. What's on this layer? Nothing. So you can either combine layers or you can just keep in mind. I'm gonna just keep in mind because I'm not feeling like making another layer. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna look which layer is this one. Okay, this one, and I'm gonna go ahead and find the one that is the second picture. So this one, I'm gonna add another layer here, and here I'm going to draw those guys. Of course, 1 character per layer. So I'm still wanna show that that guy is there, that looking one guy is a little bit scared. So I'm gonna draw his shoulder. So here I kind of wanna just make like a finished drawing. I don't want to make too many layers because I feel like it's not that important here, you know. So I might just go ahead and make it whatever. And I can draw somewhat detailed, but not always is required. So I'm gonna draw 5 fingers because they have 7, so 5 of them will be on this side. And he's kind of hiding, so you kind of see him and he's leaving. So he's not really involved because he was just curious. This guy, he's just curious. He's not involved in the action. So I'm gonna draw him like that. And don't worry about his arm being over, like the door. He's overlapping the door, but that's not gonna be the case when we're going to color it. See, that's gonna be all right. So it's all thought through. And now we're going to make another guy. And since there is at least one picture when he's talking to them, I want to copy that guy that is scared, this guy. And I'm gonna copy and paste here, but I'm gonna change his facial expression and his leg's position. So it's just different enough, you know, just not too different, but different enough so we can tell that, okay, that's a different page. So I'm gonna do that. And then we're gonna draw his leg standing more straightforward, because now he's not only afraid, but he has to explain and he's explaining. They're gonna be like a text bubble, things like that. Again, I'm gonna have a script for that. I'm gonna have a script. I'm gonna send the script as well, like together with this comic, so it should be understandable for whoever will be reading this. So I'm gonna finish this leg because I feel like this leg is not gonna be okay. I'm gonna go to the streamline and make it at least 72%. At least 9,000, right? At least over 9,000. Just like Vegeta said. Vegeta, what is his power level? It's over 9,000. Oh, we need to make a reference to that. We need to make a reference to that for sure. You know, like the Sonic movie? Sonic movie, they did a lot of cool reference to memes, like gotta go fast. Oh man, I might drop Sonic at some point. I love Sonic. I feel like Sonic is a character being so cool, but being mistreated so badly. And kind of like being beaten to death at this point. They did a movie, which was pretty cool movie. Not groundbreaking or whatever. It was alright movie. It was better than anything else based on Sonic in the last like 20 years, unfortunately. But they did a movie, they're making another one. Maybe we'll make a character based on Sonic. I feel like that's gonna be like a cool idea. I don't remember anything like Sonic being popular in media. Do you remember, guys, something like that? Oops. What? Okay. Do you remember something like Sonic? There was a cartoon. How was it? Sonic X? There was a cartoon, Sonic X, about Sonic. That's what I used to watch. And I used to play games, of course. I beat Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. I never played Sonic 3. And I actually beat Sonic Heroes. That's a 3D game about Sonic. And I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie, people hated it. But I kind of like it. It was well done. I mean, it was 3D and people hate 3D Sonic games. But I liked it. So yeah. Kind of like that. And you're gonna have his leg here, right? This is one leg and there's another leg. Again, he's kind of standing in the side, so I'm gonna make it less a little bit more different, And again, he's not gonna look correct. That's so fine. Like, I don't care, and people don't care if like a small detail in a big comic book doesn't look right. Some people care, and this is a really funny thing about some artists, and I kind of like, it's kind of funny, it's kind of even funny. I'm gonna talk with you guys maybe a little bit later about that when we have more people to discuss it with. But I'm gonna quickly say that there are some artists that are not so good, but they still got the job and they are famous in the industry. And I feel like this is not a bad thing. This is great because, you know, it's not the art is so subjective, and it's so, you know, you shouldn't judge people just because, oh, if he's not, I mean, I kind of can understand that. Okay, there's sometimes things like that when you feel like, oh, there's a talented artist that not successful, and there's a successful artist that is not great. Okay, sometimes it's happened, right? What can you really do about that? What can you really do about that? The best thing you can take from that, is, okay, you know, if he can do it, you can at least try, right? If he can do it, you can try and do it as well. Maybe you'll succeed. It's just like almost every area, almost every media, right? Every media, there are always some some guy there or girl, it doesn't matter, I'm just using a general, who is not great, still getting paid for the job is not great at, and that's, yeah, you can be mad at that and things like that, and people are mad at Rob Liefeld for that because he's not the best, but he's not bad. Come on, yeah, he did some strange pieces, but it's like he's done so much. How can you really be like a nitpicky and choose just like one or two details just because you feel like, oh, this one, like Captain America, right? His infamous drawing of Captain America. That's so bad, right? That's so bad. Come on, man, come on. It's just one piece. He'd done so many of them, and like we all know that this is just from where this energy comes from, right? We all know where this energy comes from. It's not the great place, so just, yeah, I mean, if he's not that great, like, show how it's done, right? Maybe you're gonna be next Rob Liefeld, right? Why not? Instead of being mean. You can be mean if you want, I mean, but it's not gonna get you anywhere. It's not gonna get you anywhere. I got him. Whatever, right? Nobody really care about that. So he's standing here. Man, I feel like the other guy is too thick now. It's too thick. I gotta clean some lines here. Too thick. I kind of like it thick, but not in this case. Kind of like it thick, not gonna lie. So yeah, Rob Liefeld. And if you know the story of Rob Liefeld, he's actually being hired almost immediately. Like first day he showed his art to like editors at Marvel, he got the job like right there and he worked there, and then he moved to Image for a bit, you know, ever since working at Marvel, which is, I guess that's nice. I mean, I feel like that's a very inspiring story, because if Rob can make it, and people saying like he's not great, well, you can make it maybe. Sometimes there's luck, sometimes there's skill, and I feel like, yeah, Rob is very talented, very skilled artist. He has this vision, you know, very nice vision. And his art is great too. I mean, don't get me wrong, his art is great. You can be like picky about some of those details, like small feet, but come on, man, it's like so unimportant, those details. And at the end of the day, he got these stories of success, right? And people who are criticizing, they're not getting anywhere of this energy. It's not gonna get you anywhere. So I feel like it's more of like an inspiring story, because you really want to be, you want to learn from those people. You want to get something useful, not criticize them just only. I mean, you can, but yeah. And Todd McFarlane, man, Todd McFarlane is my hero. I already said that before. And what I really like about Todd is, you know, he's one of those guys when you feel like, yeah, he was aware of, okay, maybe he's not the best guy, right? And he's still kind of not 100% like super efficient. Like, I mean, again, it sounds like I'm picking at him, but I feel like his art is so unique, but he was so good at staying away of his weaknesses and things like that, and other things. I feel like this is like an inspiring story, and I want more people to get that success, even though they kind of had the struggle at the beginning. And yeah, I can relate to that, and I respect him like more than that's just like mad respect. If I will be able to meet him one day, I hope I will. That will be the best day of my life, probably. So I'm gonna make his eye a little bit smaller because now he's not so scary. Well, scared. I mean, he is gonna be scared a little bit, but he's gonna be a little bit different. You wanna see the difference here. And kind of lost the quality here, but we're gonna color it. And it's gonna look a little bit different. So see, now it's kind of look a little bit different, right? And that's what we're going for. And his anatomy, look at those legs, man. They do not make sense. And you know why? This plate, it's not how it's supposed to be in this position. It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be more like this. And like this. I feel like I might be wrong. Okay. Again, this picture, this part is not gonna be something you're gonna look very close to. It's not something that people will say like, hey, look at this pose. It's not right. Yeah, okay. It's not 100% accurate. But you know, I recently been on Instagram and there was a video like, you know, Reels. It's kind of strange thing, Reels, right? It's kind of like almost like, what's the point? But you can get lost in it. And I really quickly can feel like, okay, that's enough for me, because Reels is like really cringy. So when you look at those videos, I kind of stumble upon one video when a person said, oh, you know, Instagram, social media, it's not real because people are not sharing their failure. They only share their success. And I'm like, oh wow. Of course, man. We all know that. It's not like you didn't open like huge anything, something that we didn't know, right? This is of course people post their success. Like when I'm drawing, I 99% of the time will post something that I feel that looked good. I wouldn't post something that looked bad or not finished. Why would I? Like, why would anyone want to see my unfinished drawing or not high quality product, right? Why would people want that? That's fair. I don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. No one wants to see that. And we kind of like, of course, and that's what everyone do. Therefore, that's how it's functioning. So why would you expect people to post their failure on social media? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. I mean, and because of that, of course, people know that the other people do the same. Man, look at that leg. What's wrong with me? Okay, I kind of feel like I'm lost here. I'm just gonna do like this. And yeah, of course, people don't post their failure, they post their success. But why not? That's a normal thing to do. And they're like, oh, you know, it's not so bad, it's not so terrible because it's not real, so you can be real too. I mean, you can feel better because, oh, those people are not so successful as they want to be, they want to show. And there's another cool animation that one of actually Russian YouTubers and animators did about one person being so jealous to other people posting pictures with cars and houses. And I just find that like, that's like, that doesn't bother me. Is that even bothering anyone? Well, that must be the case because, you know, Mr. Beast is got so much attention for giving away money, and I always felt like, you know, people don't really care about like money. It's not interesting, but apparently there are people who care. I don't really know why, or, you know, it's just what I was talking about. Yeah, it's just the way it is. Kind of got lost in my thoughts. I was talking about, yeah, how social media is not real. Yeah, of course it's not. Not like anyone actually thinks it's real. Like, of course I'm posting on the finished products. So what I was saying is, it's okay to be not 100% like perfect. I mean, there's nothing perfect. Even if there will be like artists from the past, who's Da Vinci, right? The guy who did Mona Lisa. You just give him a couple more years, he would add more details to that drawing, to that painting. Because they never done. Oh man, I have to change everything now. See, I'm talking so much. I'm assuming that you guys watch. Some of you guys might watch it in like replay. Is that the correct word? Just like YouTube video, right? You just watch it as a YouTube video later on. You might not do that, so kind of might be useless. But I'm still talking because I like to share my thoughts. Man, I did this jasmine tea, and I guess I just put too much tea, and it now feels like too strong. What's the word? Sour? It's not sweet. Of course, I don't drink tea with this sugar, so it's even more. Yeah. Even more unpleasant to drink it, but I'm gonna drink it because it's gives me more energy, because that kind of tea, I don't know the word in English. Yeah, it gives me energy. It's just like coffee. That's what jasmine tea do to you. If you drink something different, there are teas that can make you more tired or sleepy. See, I'm kind of want to go ahead and make it more finished right away. But so when you do that, when you follow an existing picture, what I'm doing right now, there are a couple things you can face. Like, let's say you're an artist, right? Let's say you're an artist and you want to copy a picture, which is okay. You use a reference and you use it for your own drawing, which is 100% okay. Like, if I don't care what anyone say, this is business. Those like kids words about, oh, it's not fair to use a reference, I want to be fair. I don't care. No one cares. It's business. You can even trace, and yeah, it's business, man. If you can get the product ready and be delivered in time, and you have the finished like drawing or whatever, I mean, I don't care if you traced it or not. And yeah, you can disagree with me or whatever, it's fine, but that's just how I see it. That's just how I see it, man. It's business, and we can play around saying it's not fair, but there will be people out there who will trace, who will use references. Most of professional artists, they use reference, and it's not considered cheating. And even if it would be considered cheating, you think they would just stop using it just because like some people say it's cheating? Why would they? I mean, they have like products to deliver. And yeah, I don't care. I just say use it. Just butcher it. Just do it, man. Just do it. So I'm using references, and what I'm doing, I'm actually not drawing the first layer. I'm making the finished layer, and it's not gonna look good because see, the legs are too big and body is too like there are things I'm gonna to change. That's the two things you need to keep in mind when you use a reference and when you're trying to do the finished layer right away. There will be problems because you just drawing individual details. You copying individual details. Like right now, I'm looking at his arm, and I'm copying his arm, and when I'm gonna zoom out, it's gonna look not the same. It's not the same size at his body, and then I'm gonna just change that a little bit. That's a good thing we are in digital. So there are tricks you can use here and there, and yeah, you just keep in mind people don't really care. Like if I would sell this comics to you and you would just read it to know what's happening with the main character, you wouldn't really care about the posture or the pose of those guards on this small like panel. So yeah, and please don't lie to me that you would care. You wouldn't. You don't, like, our brain, again, I said that last time, right? Our brain is oversimplifying things. Always. So when you think about some action or the movement or a situation, you always remember only main things. Like when you think about walking, right? The main thing you remember is that legs are doing like this, right? Switching. But then actually what's really happening when you're walking, like your hips are moving, your shoulders are moving, your whole spine is actually moving because the mass, your weight is being transferred from left to right constantly. And when you're moving forward, you're actually putting your weight in front of you, and you're just trying to not fall, and you put your foot in front of you. That's how the process is like overall constructed. But there are so many small details, so whenever you're actually thinking about walking, you don't think about those things. So that's like interesting part. So our brain is oversimplifying things, right? Oversimplifying everything. That's why when you see people drawing, like when you see people just being absolutely new to art, and you ask somebody to draw a face, what they're gonna draw? They're gonna draw just head, mouth, nose, eyes, hair, maybe ears, right? Because again, this is oversimplified face, but this is the most like vital details, right? Vital details you have. So those that you can remember right away, right on top of your head. And when you're trying to be detailed, then you think, oh, there's shadows, right? There's nostrils, there are like things like that, cheeks. But you only think about that when you're really learning and studying the face and things like that. So when you make a comic book, when you're making a comic book page, what's important is to keep in mind that reader, the person who is going to read your comic, is not gonna see those details. Is gonna oversimplify many things that you're gonna draw, which is something that you should be aware of, right? And because of that, you don't have to draw it too detailed. That's how comic book used to be, right? They used to be just the story itself, and it's not really like, it's not drawn in a way when you feel like, wow, this is perfect. Recently they start to make it more detailed and good looking, but again, it's not like people start paying more attention to the art in comic books. They still don't really care about art. And like, yeah, I'm when I'm reading a book, I'm looking at art, but many people, they won't do that. And there are so many cool stories that don't have a good art in it, and it's intentional because they know people are not gonna look at the art so much. So what I'm doing here, kind of doing almost the same thing. I'm trying to make the story coherent, but at the same time I'm making art not so raw, right? Not so raw. I'm trying to make it somewhat good looking, somewhat pleasing to eyes, and this is something that I also like to do, so I'm doing that anyways. But It depends. In comic books, it's really difficult. Like, let's say you have a good story, right? You really can go far with a good story, and with the art is not so great. Story will take you far, and this is something that being working for some comic books or like media of entertainment, I think the best example here is One Punch Man. And if you know the story behind One Punch Man, you will know that this is at first it wasn't being that good drawn. The guy who made the story was not actually a good artist, so he actually draw just basic shapes, and he felt like, okay, I have a story to tell, so that's what he did. And then somebody else picked it up, and that's the thing I told you first stream or second, and like I keep telling that the entertainment media is suffering, is craving for new IPs, and it's been happening, it's been going on for a long time. Beavis and Butthead being revived after I don't know how many years, 25 years, they're getting back on the streaming services. They have no ideas to produce as a entertainment media. So therefore, that's kind of cool for you, right? That's you can use it. I'm not gonna draw the rifle here, and I'm gonna delete this thing. I kind of feel like it's not fitting. I'm gonna put his arm, and then I'm gonna draw his body. So it's kind of strange. I'm using the reference here as I told you. So yeah, the media is now suffering, and it suffered before, and it's suffering now even more because of the situation with the overall people's health, if you know what I'm talking about. So because of that, you want streaming services to have more media, to more IPs to use, right? And to do that, we need more people with the original ideas. And some people just have an idea, but that's where you feel like, okay, the idea itself, it's really nothing. Like, I had so many cool ideas in my life. I didn't really made any of those ideas into like a movie or a TV show or cartoon. Yeah, of course I had ideas, but like, oh, that's cool, right? If they will make a movie based on that, that's gonna look cool. And they actually, one day they made a movie. They called it Lucy, and that was not my script, even though it was basically my idea. So they did it in like while I had that idea, somebody else had that idea, but they had like a budget and everything, so they actually made it a movie. And while you're just sitting here and like I'm just waiting for the opportunity, it's not gonna happen. It's like you need to go there, you need to invest some time to making the characters and things like that, and then you might actually get there. So that's my that's my overall view on this situation. That's what I'm going to do with this comic, and it's gonna be, I think it's gonna look cool later on when it might be picked up. I feel like it might be, but I have other plans to go with. It's like don't I don't know, there are people saying that don't ever like have plan B because it means you're not like 100% sure in your plan A. I don't know. I'm not sure what to think about that. Like if you're concentrating only on plan A, it's again like, okay, let's say I have only plan A. Okay, let's say I don't have plan B. Let's say all that I have is this comics, right? There's nothing else. That's my main priority, and if that's all I have. Like I plan to make it through with this story. Okay, so if it's successful, if it's like next Harry Potter or Star Wars, well, that's great, right? That's great. But what if it's not, right? What's next? What's next step if you don't have a plan? it's kind of difficult. Okay, you can kind of start over, right? Which is not a bad idea. Not a bad thing to do. I mean, that's life, right? Sometimes you get what you want. Sometimes you need to struggle a little bit. Sometimes maybe your idea is not the brightest and you need to, you know, learn. And maybe if you focus 100%, it's better. The quality of the product, it's better. Let's say I have these comics again, and I work on this comic and this comic only for like every day. Every day, I just like gave up doing anything else, and I just draw these comics every day. If it's successful, that's great. I have this comics, this product ready in a month. If it's not, well, you need to go back to like sketchbook, right? And that's something that many people are afraid of. And I don't know, I feel like if I have 50% of my energy in my comic book and the other 50% in something else that can get me somewhere, it might be not ideal, but I feel like that's something that I'm willing to do, and maybe 50% that I'm putting it in it, it's pretty good still. I'm not being very like lazy about that. So now I feel like it's not okay. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna draw it like that. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. So yeah, that's an interesting topic to talk about. Let me go back and see how their guns used to look like here. Okay. Kind of still not finished with this piece a little bit. See the gun, it's different. Shouldn't be different, but yeah, I guess it is. I'm gonna have like a scope. Don't really that important. And geometry, mate, I hate geometry. Like, why do I need to make everything like, sheesh, man. I'm gonna do it like that. It's alright, nobody will notice anything, right? It's pretty good. Now there's a problem. Again, he kind of looks like he's standing right in front of you. So we're gonna tilt his body later on. But we're gonna finish. And because I know we are going to tilt his body, I'm gonna make his shoulder, one shoulder down, the other shoulder up. That's basically, kind of feel like that's more. Again, I feel like it should be like that. Maybe it is. His legs going strangely. Okay, I'm gonna do that maybe. Kind of have this line. He can have it, but I'm gonna erase it. So I'm gonna use shadows for that later on. Shadows. Imagine not using shadows. I feel like so flat. There are people who are very talented and they don't use shadows, still looks good. I'm not that good. So I'm gonna use shadows. Man, we are spending too much time on those guys. Let's speed up a little bit. Let's speed up. And this is good part about his ads. Don't have to spend too much time on it. Right? It's kind of like already explained. Boom. And then the eye. And I was thinking about, should we use term Cyclops for those guys, or should we use a different term? So it's gonna be like that, telling the situation, and we want him to be the same size. Oh, I see the problem here. This is not how it's supposed to be, because he has the stomach part, which is a little bit different. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Kind of like the song. I know it's kind of strange, but I kind of like it. You know, I'm not even familiar. They have this playlist which I can actually go through and pick the songs I like. I never done that. I just couldn't be bothered. Man. Couldn't be bothered. Too busy. Busy, busy, busy. Skipping my Duolingo classes? Imagine that. I actually had 600 days in Duolingo, but I felt too much pressure. Too much pressure. The more days you have, the more pressure you feel, and I just wanted to take a break from it. I'm gonna go back to doing that, but for now I'm gonna take a break. And what is cool about Duolingo, not keeping the streak, they give you notifications, and they kind of gave up after a few days, after a week or something. They give up, like, oh, it doesn't work, okay, we're gonna stop now. So it's kind of like passive aggressive, but it's kind of, I don't really care. Like, whenever people are passive aggressive, I just couldn't be bothered. I just don't care. It's like, oh, you want to be upset now, you want to be offended now. Oh, I mean, okay, just tell me, okay? And when people are like, oh, it looks like you, okay, I see how it is, I see how it is, and you feel like, oh, come on, man, just tell me, right? No, I see, okay, like, go ahead, do what you want, right? Okay, man, if you're not telling me, if you don't want to talk, okay. But it's complicated, I know, I understand. Not everyone can really discuss things. There are people who just getting toxic and things like that. Or who can't handle a confrontation, right? There are people who can't handle a confrontation. I can understand that. Let's go around Earth. Getting almost done with this, guys. And see, because they are wearing those plates, you can get away in a way. You kind of can get away with the with what I'm doing with it. They don't look so empty. That's what I'm saying. They don't look so empty. Let's go. You know that meme, let's go? The guy like pointing on his head, let's go. That's such a funny pose to be in. Okay, this guy looks chunky. Thick. Man, why everyone is so thick in my art? But wait. There are no females yet. We're gonna have females later on. Kinda looks strange, but I kinda like it. So he's gonna stand. I'm gonna make him smaller, of course, so otherwise kind of too big. He's gonna stand here, and I'm gonna change his posture to be like that, so it kind of feels like he's standing in the room together with this guy. I don't want to hide him too much. Kind of feels like this room, yeah, is not. It's kind of empty. So I'm gonna do that, and then gonna have our big bad guy here, big bad wolf. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it looks like. And then we're gonna have our big evil guy here. And what I'm going to do, I'm gonna copy his picture here. Let me get this picture. I'm gonna copy this picture. Boom. Copying it. I'm gonna paste it here. Let me see, yeah. I'm gonna move it here, and we're going to change his position a little bit. Again, a little bit. Again, these all techniques that saves your time, basically. So yeah, I'm gonna turn that off again. And because he was walking in the first page, oh, I actually want to move him a little bit further, so he's kind of like right next to them. Maybe it's too close. So I'm gonna erase the arm. Yeah, we kind of have an understanding of what his intentions here. So he's just being a little bit mean and want to talk. I'm gonna erase his arm, and I'm gonna erase his cape because it's not moving, because he's not like running right now. I'm gonna change the direction. So we're gonna delete this area. See how easy it is? So cool, right? Digital era, man. Future is now, old man. So I'm gonna put this like that. And then I'm gonna put it like that. And now I can erase even more. I can just go here and erase his leg. But again, you see what's the problem here? It feels like he is still moving because this leg is facing a wrong direction. So we're gonna change this a little bit. I'm not gonna change it too much. Still gonna have a big healthy butt. Because you know who wanna have a small butt, right? You wanna have big, strong, healthy butt. Is that okay? Is that too much to ask? I mean, imagine being a strong, bad guy and not having a big, strong butt. I'm gonna move his other leg. That's a big part of being a main bad guy. You need to have a big butt. Just like the pyramid head from Silent Hill, right? Man, that guy's chubby. In a good way, man. It's always in a good way. Right? Never in a bad way. Why? You know, when you give people compliment, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I heard that in America, if you tell the compliment, it's considered rude, right? So you can't compliment people's appearance. You can only, what? I don't know what you can. You cannot do anything in America. I don't know. Well, I mean, see, it's kind of strange now. And you know why? Because I feel like when he's standing like that, you won't see his other leg. That's what you get when you're drawing and not using a reference. It feels like he is walking still. And that's because he is... It feels like his head is too low, maybe. Maybe we'll put his head a little bit higher. Then we'll draw his legs a little bit different. So I'm gonna put his head a little bit higher to show that he's standing, right? Then we're gonna add more details to that. I think it's gonna be fine, gonna look good. So the cape feels like you can actually even hide his legs behind the cape, just like completely. But then it's kind of too much, I think. Well, some people do that. I mean, cape is also a cool thing to look at, so it's not a bad thing to do. Pretty sure there are artists who do that. Can't blame them. Man, I need to save my breath a little bit. I'm talking too much. But the music is nice, right? You don't have to talk when the music is nice. And it's kind of encouraging in the same way. So it's kind of like, yeah, you can listen to music, but then it just gives you that nice energy that you want to talk. So I'm gonna make his arm here like he's being angry. And for that, I'm gonna use a different reference. I'm gonna use this posture twice at least. Maybe I'll change his arm a little bit. I'm gonna look at Isaac Clarke. Isaac. I keep forgetting. Clarke. You know, it's always kind of funny. It's not the way you think it would be written. It's written in a different way. It's funny. That's kind of cool. You know, the cool thing about Isaac Clarke is he almost always standing with his back next to the camera. I just noticed that most of his pictures with his back And I wonder why. Maybe he's a beautiful man and you want to look at his butt. Is that a bad thing to say? Can you do that? I don't know if it's a, I mean, it's a beautiful sight, right? Why not? No, too much. I'm gonna go ahead and draw his arm. Two positions here, two positions. Yeah. No. Something like that, yeah. Yeah, see, there's okay, I don't want to make it like it's connected. Or maybe you just do it like this. And I'm getting flashbacks again. I'm gonna add shadows, it's fine. Doesn't look right now, but with shadows gonna look fine. So I'm gonna add some of those details here. The cool thing about those details, you can always go back and this is another part that I really like about Frank Miller. He always going for those like thick, over the top lines when you feel like they are too like not, how do you say, wobbly, too wobbly, right? I don't know, they just like too much, and sometimes they're just feels like he never really cared about making them like in a nice clean way. But the more you look at it, the more you look at Frank's art, the more you appreciate and you see there's so much more in it. There's so much more to it, right? There is perspective, there is a nice usage of shadows, not only just like shapes and raw lines. So it's kind of like at first glance it looks simple, but then you look into it and if you appreciate how much actually effort being put in, and I feel like this is why he's one of those people who are already living legend, right? He's like a classic artist. Very epic. I think he's one of the best. He's a good storyteller, man. This one of those people we talk a lot about this. Oh, I wanted to say podcast on this streams on this channel. We are like officially fans of Frank Miller and Todd McFarlane here. Again, his arm here kind of looks down. Not sure if I want to do that. So again, this arm, I'm gonna move it like this. I'm gonna hide it because I don't want to draw it. Obviously, that's why I'm hiding it. Right? Then I might change his posture a little bit. But because you kind of can tell that this arm he's using to tell them something, this one first will be going down. I don't remember. Does he has armor on his? I feel like he should have, but maybe he doesn't. So then he has his arm like this, and there's armor. So I'm gonna make it like this, and how did you put it? Arm like this, right? Like this, something like this. You know what I'm saying? Like this, right? Or okay, I need to. Or you make it like a fist, right? You make it like a fist. I feel like this makes more sense since he kind of upset. This one I'm gonna still use like details for my brain to understand the posture here. You can just look at your arm. Yeah. It's kind of tricky to understand how it's actually going. Some people use mirror right next to the drawing table, right? It's kind of difficult, like in this position. You're gonna see the like big finger, like thumb, sorry. You're gonna see thumb like that, right? And it's gonna go from that side. So it's something like that, right? And I don't want to make him like he's killing his servants or whatever. He's gonna be more like an inspiring leader. So you can be questioning a little bit if they are really like bad guys. Maybe they are not so bad. I really want to add more characters, but I feel like considering the time and the concept itself is kind of not sure if I'm gonna be able to do that in the future. I might change his finger later on. I feel like it's kind of too visible. It shouldn't be that big because he's standing with his back. Like, how do you see his thumb? You kind of can. Should be able. Man, I think that's the problem. You kind of want to make it like almost... Again, there's like his pinky fingers and things like that, right? You don't see it, right? That's how he should be. Maybe I should do that, right? You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Man, I cannot draw this arm. What's wrong with me? You know what? If you can't draw something, you just add a shadow or you just cover it with the other details. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So again, this is the finished layer because again, we're gonna zoom out. It's not gonna be main focus. Okay, this is too early. Yeah, something like that. Then we're gonna clean up a little bit. Clean up. Clean up. You know the song? Clean up. Clean up. Everybody, let's clean up. Clean up. Clean up. Put your things away. That's what you sing with your children when you're cleaning up, so they remember. That's like Pavlov's dog, you know that? You use the same song every time you want your kids to do something, and when you just want them to do this, you just create this association, and then you just put on the song without telling them, and they kind of feel like cleaning up. It's kind of cool thing. But be careful, you can mess up. You don't want them to notice that. So this is gonna be his arm. It's okay, it's not that visible, gonna be in the covered. Because his other arm will be also like not that visible. Now I kind of feel like it should be... Okay, that's not what I... Okay. It's turning into something that I didn't mean to. Oh man, I can't get the perspective correct. No, it's alright. It's right perspective. It's just too curved. Shouldn't be that curved. Yeah, it's alright. Then we're gonna add this. This like part of this custom. And what's good about this one? We are going to use this one for the third page too. And the third page is gonna look here in the window. Turn too quick, like wow. What's going on? So here he's standing. It's gonna be his butt. Can you say butt on Twitch? I said it so much. Man, I want his butt to be bigger. Is that a bad thing? When you draw a female character with a big butt, is that okay, right? So I want to draw a bad guy. I mean, this character with a big butt. Like, I know nothing. he was born with that butt, so he earned this right to have it. At least he's not. Man, it still feels like he's crouching, ducking. That shouldn't be like that. That shouldn't be like that. How do I change it? How do I change it? Do I actually tilt his body? Do I actually tilt his body? I don't know. Will that help? We are here yet to see. So I'm gonna change the cape. I'm gonna change his butt a little bit. Just in a moment, okay? I think the angle is what's wrong with it. So the angle, if we go here, makes more sense now. But then the curve is too strong. It's too strong. So you want to make it like this. Right? You even want to make it too, like not that close, like this. Yeah, now it's perfect. Now it's perfect. And you want to add this armor there, right? So like the viewer can focus on the armor. It's kind of short, maybe it should be longer. Right. And then there's be shadow and everything, so it's okay. We're gonna put more like cloth lines here, so it's not that empty. Yeah, it's kind of feels like it should go straight here. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Again, I don't want to tilt too much here. I want to tweak too many details here. Feels like unnecessary. Nobody will notice that. Nobody will know. So that's his posture here. He kind of too big here, to be honest. Feels like he's bigger, but maybe he's just coming from this direction, right? Here. So okay, we're gonna have this picture. Now we're gonna go to the third one, and the third one we're gonna do almost the same trick. What is this song, man? I don't like that. Let's go to this one. Yay. And this one we're gonna use the same posture, but we're gonna tilt his head. So we're gonna copy his body here. I'm gonna copy his body with his big butt. I wonder if people will actually notice that he has a big butt. This is actually a pretty cool thing here. We can make him smaller because you see this, the camera is zooming out from the ship. So it's gonna be here, and he doesn't tilt his head. So we're gonna make sure that you can see his head and it's not like covering other characters. But at the same time, we want to focus on him. So this is the trick called the specific perspective angle. I'm gonna show you how it works. Like there are different camera angles. Like the most obvious, of course, is this one, right? So that's how you look at the picture, right? And you want to see your character being in the middle. There's one way, right? There's one way to put it. But actually, when you have like many objects on the picture, right? People walking, like maybe there's ocean here, like I don't know. So there's two things you want to focus. You want to focus on this line here, or you want to focus on this line here. So if you look at some art pictures, you can notice that most of artists or photographers, they use this angle, of course, but to make it more alive, they use this. And there's like one trick. There are a lot of other tricks. Of course, you need to make sure you're like the horizon line also makes sense. It makes difference. So the thing we're gonna use here, we're gonna do the same here. See, we're gonna break this like that, and our character will be on this side of the panel. So you're gonna focus on him, but you're also gonna focus on those guys, so those characters. So overall, that's why the picture composition built that way, so you can focus on them, and then you're gonna focus on this guy. And again, this is because our eyes actually following the Z line, right? So that's why this one built like that, right? So you see this line, see this line. That's something about the perspective and composition building. So again, we're going back to our character. He is gonna turn his head a little bit. And before we do that, I actually want to make sure which layer is it. Which layer is it? No, that's not. That's the wrong one. I don't want to make it complicated for me to see. Which layer? This one. Okay. So I'm gonna put this right above this layer, so I remember it. And I'm gonna erase his head here. And I'm gonna draw his head a little bit differently. He's gonna look at the camera. I'm gonna use. This is actually gonna be like almost straight up Isaac Clarke picture, because he is so often to do that. Like whenever you look at the cover of Dead Space, you always see him standing like that and looking back. So that's what our guy is going to do here. He's gonna look in the camera, and I also want to tilt his arm a little bit because I feel like he want to be more like angry here, like I'm not putting up with this, right? He's gonna be like this, and I'm gonna make his fingers like this. It's like he's gonna squeeze something, like he's really angry. He's gonna crush a skull or squeeze a breast. What? I thought crush a skull, yeah. Didn't hear anything. By the way, guys, if you want, we can change music or like talk about something. Be free to leave a suggestion. I'm gonna open the chat actually. I'm not looking at the chat because it's not something that being like in my concern recently. Doesn't seem like I need to. Okay, I'm gonna use the picture I actually looked at when I draw this part. I'm gonna draw his head like slightly tilted. Oh my god, it's too huge. Okay, make sure I'm on the right layer. So I'm gonna do this. Okay, I'm gonna do details later on. Okay, don't worry. I'm gonna do details later on. And I'm gonna first thing we're gonna worry about here is the geometry of his head, right? We want to make sure the lines of his mask, they are actually following the logical path, right? Otherwise, you don't want it to be like that, right? Or you don't want it to be like this, or you want to make sure it makes sense. So you kind of want to go like this. Overall, you want to go like this, right? Because that's how his head. But we want to make it like this. See, there's a little tilt here. So because his helmet, we established that he kind of more triangle-ish rather than curved. So that's why he has those lines. And here is gonna have like eyes, and I want to make it like this kind of. Just to make. Okay, see, I need to practice a little bit more. Maybe I'll break it down like that. I don't want him to look sad. He kind of looks sad, but I guess we're gonna gonna tweak it later on. We're gonna keep it sad for now. And because I want to show his eyes, I want to make it like shorter, like that. And the other part I want to make like that, you know? It's kind of reminding me of that's the song. I kind of feel like I know this song from somewhere. I don't know where. It's a funny song, but energetic at the same time, right? Pretty energetic, entertaining. So again, you see, because I'm looking at the picture of Isaac Clarke. In fact, let's just took that out. Okay, that's too much. Took that out and draw it separately, and then we adjust it. That's a good way to do things, just like we did the soldier. Let's take that away. And we do the full head here, so we know how it's supposed to look, right? Something like that. Something like that. And it's like that. Right? Kind of strange. I feel like it maybe should be more. Yeah, it should be more straight, I think. Yeah, it's gonna look better like that. So we kind of messed up in this concern. We're gonna change it. It's okay. Just cruising, man. Just enjoying our time here. At the end of the day, we're gonna have a finished page. Probably today. Man, I'm again sitting too much, but the good thing about drawing, it's not like when you doing 3D or whatever. You can stand up, I feel like, more freely and continue to work. Okay, I need to look at his picture here. Was it the same? Okay. See, it's often you would look back at the art you did and you maybe use it. I kind of feel like the lines is a little bit okay. It's not how I want it to be. Maybe the angle is too dramatic. I might fix it. I might actually change it. I kind of don't like the angle. Yeah, I kind of don't like the angle. It kind of should be like that. Kind of should be like that, right? So if you go ahead and look at this, maybe we change the angle. Yeah, let's get rid of that. I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Have you seen the movie about the artist? The guy Jeffrey Rush played the painter. I don't remember the name. It's a movie about the artist painter, and there was Armie Hammer and Jeffrey Rush together, and he was painting Armie Hammer. That was so cool because he would paint for like 2 hours and then he just like no, and they just redo the whole thing, and the Armie Hammer would be like, oh god, come on. That's so funny. I can relate to that. It's like you feel like, okay, that's like you did all that job and you need to erase that. It's at the same time you feel like but then you redo it and it looks better. So it's almost always better to redo things. So I want to do like this. So maybe I'll just do from the far behind. I don't want to make it too circle-ish. You know what I'm saying? It feels like it should be getting more normal towards the middle. You know what I'm saying? It's like a wall. The more it goes middle, the more it goes like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Something like that I feel like makes more sense now. Yeah, maybe. It might not be, but then again, the good part about drawing a comic book, this is like a small panel, right? And if you want to know how the character looks like, you just go back. You just look here. Oh, that's how he looks like, right? That's why, like, in my opinion, when you introduce a new character, you should always have him like big and cool, and then you just can play around. It's okay. But first you introduce him and you make him big and cool. Something like that. I want to make it bigger. I want to make it bigger, and I also want to erase it so it kind of looks like, you know, erase the front part so it looks like it's a hole inside. Something. I don't want to even make it connected, to be honest. Yeah, maybe it's we're gonna add red light inside, you know, like we had before, and it's gonna look cooler like that. Yeah, that's nice. I really want to make this page like finished today. I'll be so happy if I will be able to do that. Then I'm gonna have probably 2 more pages and that's it. Probably. See, it's kind of like lines. They are messed up again. I feel like it kind of messed up a little bit. Oh man, I hate it so much. The lines. Why am I even drawing those lines? I could have a different shaped helmet, but I decided to make lines on it. So I'm gonna move it a little bit here. I'm gonna add like details here. I'm gonna have this like horns. No, what's the word? I think that's the word. I forgot the word, man. I think horns. I could be wrong though. Could be wrong though, but it's okay. Okay, these things. This head. We're gonna add those things. Things. You know, what is this song? You know what? Let's change the genre. Let's go rock. I like rock. It's a nice music. Actually, the funny thing about those playlists, if you don't mix them, they're gonna sound exactly the same. So I kind of felt like I should have checked them a little bit more careful, more close. So that's probably it. That's probably his head. We kind of can add more details here, right? It's gonna be really cool. I don't want to add a lot of details because it's kind of... Then I have to add more details to all parts of his helmet. I don't want to be too specific. But I want to highlight the fact that he was in battles and things like that. I don't want it to make it look like a makeup. So yeah, something like that. Then we're gonna add like things like that here and there. With color, it's gonna look alright. You really want to add more details like that, and the more that you add, the better it looks. And sometimes it helps to just underline the path. But then again, now I need to add those details everywhere, which is not something I want to do. So I'm gonna stop here. All right, I'm gonna stop here. It's even more strange because we know this page is actually zoomed out page, so it's not even that close. So you know, the far camera, if camera goes like away, then you don't really see that much. Not the opposite, like I'm only now adding details, which is not good. But you know what? We need to finish this comic book. We need to finish the story. And actually, that's where you start struggling a bit, right? That's where you start struggling a bit. When you... See, first we need to compare. Is it the same? It's kind of the same. We might make it smaller. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's okay like that. Maybe just a little bit smaller. I think we can leave it like that, I guess. And now we need to erase bottom part of his mask because he's behind the shoulder, which is very useful. Kind of helps us to hide details. So how do we actually do that? Like that? Nah. I don't know, man. I'll just add shadows there. I'm done with this piece. Maybe I'll just add one more line here. Oops. Like that. Now it looks like it's merging with the cape. Shouldn't be like that. So yeah. Again, with the colors, all gonna look better. We're gonna add colors later today. I hope so. I really hope so. So that's how it looks. A little bit strange. I feel like it's a little bit strange. We kind of want his arm here to go more behind his body. So we're gonna show that he's actually. Oh, maybe we'll just do this. Maybe we'll just do this. Yeah. Like he's turning away a little bit, because on the this you're gonna see his face here again. And I'm still not 100% sure if we should actually like make him. Oh man, what have I done? Yeah, let's keep it like that. Like, are they going to find out that he left this way, or should he be like stealth? Did he actually escape? I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. There's another cool thing we can do actually here, which is might be dangerous. Oh shish, no. So we're gonna do like this to make it like fish eye. You know what I'm saying? Like a fish eye. It's actually makes sense, I think. I'm gonna do this because I want to break those pages like that, like I explained before. We're gonna color him later, and in terms of a guy standing in the room, I'm thinking I definitely want to use that guy, that relaxed guy, this relaxed guy. I don't want to use this guy, although I might, just for, you know, actually, you know what we're gonna do? Let's do this. Okay, that's didn't work the way I planned. I feel like it's a little bit distracting, and because those areas are always black, we just fill it in. Let's fill it in. And then easier for me to see. Okay. Easier for me to see. Yes. Easier for me to see those guys. And he's here again. It's gonna be a little bit complicated in terms of coloring, man. Might be complicated. So yeah, those guys, I definitely don't want to draw this guy. He's kind of left. He saw what's going on and he left. And we only now have this guy. Let's copy this guy. Let's copy this guy here. And make him smaller. And we might tweak some details a little bit in a moment. I actually want to use this guy again, the one that's just running here, and I actually want to draw him running away, because now he said, okay, you guys need to get that guy, get that thief that stole our staff. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna change his posture a little bit. I'm gonna make him a little bit bigger. Make sure it's not. So I'm gonna do that. I'm going to erase his. Okay, I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. I'm gonna erase part of his body here, like that. And this guy. Okay, I need to actually move them here and here, right? Yep. And I'm gonna move this guy down. So this guy, the one that was a little bit scared, is gonna be a little less scared, and I'm gonna erase the gun. I'm gonna erase the gun from his hands. Right, I'm gonna do a little bit like this. So it's again fisheye a little bit. I feel good about this. And what might look a little bit strange for you here is the fact that this guy like is breaking the wall. We're gonna erase that part. With coloring, everything is gonna look a little bit better. But let's not forget, right now we're gonna erase this guy, the gun. I'm actually would like to move his gun to like the other guy, because he had the gun, but we might just drop it. I'm not sure about if we are going to keep the gun. Kind of makes sense to keep the gun, but you didn't see the gun in his hands in the first frame. So I'm gonna make his hand a little bit different. I'm gonna make him like a little bit concerned. So that's why he's holding himself. Right, like that. So this arm will be like holding himself. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna erase the other arm. Again, this like small details, pretty cool. But oh man, I'm pressing wrong buttons. We changed like 1-2 details. We already have another page, and this is something I feel like people appreciate. Like there are artists that reuse some layers, that reuse some like pictures, but instead I feel like it's better to tweak at least a little bit. 1-2 things. It's already looks like you put more effort in it rather than just reuse the same thing. So I'm gonna make it like that, like he's concerning. He's not holding a gun, but you kind of feel like he is like concerned about what's going to happen next. So you kind of can see his stomach here, which is not that we haven't seen that on the last guy. Yeah, it's gonna be this guy. I'm gonna make it a little bit longer. And the other guy is running because he said like get to the chopper. And we're gonna put the gun. I'm gonna put the gun here. I'm gonna use coloring just to show that he is holding a gun later on. I'm gonna do this. So he's kind of holding a gun in his other hand. And again, it's kind of a little bit like not really accurate, but again, who really cares? Nobody. Okay, I'm feeling good about this one. And what's good about last one, we're gonna have the big head in front of the camera. And for that, we don't really need anything. The one question is, should we? Okay, let's keep it like that. I'm gonna go see. Okay, this one. Why is those guys here and this one is here? Okay, I'm gonna do this. And let me see. Where's this one? Okay, I'm gonna do this. The reason I do that, I want this layer and those guys on the same like group, okay? So I'm gonna do more characters here because now I know it's the bottom right layer. There's two things, two options we have. We can either draw this guy like in the front, or we can draw him like that with his arms like that. I feel like we can draw with his arms. At the same time, kind of too comedic. Feels like too comedic, too comical. And I'm not sure if windows are that small. It's kind of should be impossible for him to actually see that. So I might just turn him around. And I actually see a perfect reference for that. So let's do that. Let's just just keep going, man. Don't ever stop. Right? It's very important, very inspirational lines. Keep sprinting. Don't ever stop. And that's what I'm going to do now. Feel good about this. Feel good about doing that. I really love drawing. It's so much easier than 3D. I don't know. So I'm gonna use. I'm probably gonna make a small. How do you call it? Like alpha layer. Nah, I forgot the word. I want to make first layer And then I'm gonna make another layer, just like I used to do. It's gonna be a little bit more complicated, but because it's a new pose, I feel like it's a good thing to spend more time on it. So I'm gonna again use the different picture. I'm gonna use some cool things from this picture. I feel like it's really good to show the body shape, and I feel like I'm already kind of doing too big, but it's all right. I'm gonna change it in a moment. You know what's the most difficult thing for me in spacing? It's when you draw something, let's say it's like that, right? So it's like perspective. So when you actually change from this to this, right? Like you're drawing like a building, right? Let's say drawing a building. So this like windows. So when you change it, it's kind of difficult, in my opinion. Because it goes from this way to this way. And like if you're drawing a street, right? There's a street, or maybe like that, right? And you draw a building, it goes like that, right? Or yeah, like that. And you need to draw windows like that, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Probably not, but yeah. Anyway. So, did he have a belt, by the way? Has a belt? Let me see. No belt. Actually feels like he should have a belt. But then maybe he's like too much eclectic. I don't know the word. Kind of want to have just raw, pure cloth, just to show how cool he is. So I'm gonna make his pelvis bigger. And yeah, I don't care. I want to make him like that. That's how he looks like. I'm the creator. I know how he looks like, so that's how he looks like. Don't worry about him being skinny. He is not gonna be skinny. Still those things gonna be here. So yeah, it's huge here. Huge, not the way he's supposed to be. I'm gonna make him smaller in a moment. I'm gonna make him smaller. I'm gonna erase this too. I'm gonna make it smaller. Then I'm gonna add details here. Oops. So it's gonna have like this cool chest piece, big chest piece. Then gonna have an arm. Gotta have an arm, man. What can I tell you? You got to have an arm. I'm gonna draw his head, something like that. Right? Again, too big. Or maybe it's just the positioning. Yeah, probably. I'm gonna fix that in a moment. So I'm gonna make his head like that, right? It's going from this side, going from this side. And then you see like his top of his head here. Then his shoulder here, another shoulder, big, huge shoulder here, and the other one is smaller because he's turning around. Then you gotta have this chest again, chest piece. Still not sure about his chest piece, but we're gonna see. So he has the armor. Let me see again. Okay, that's the wrong picture. So left arm with the cape, right? Left arm. So this one with the cape. Right? Something like that, right? And the other one with metal pieces. And then his hand is like this. And he's kind of angry again. He's kind of, I'm angry. And the other one is just there. Just like, yeah, whatever. This kind of should be on the level of his feet. Come on, man. His arm. Okay, now I'm gonna change some things here and there. First of all, I feel like this area should be bigger. 100%. Then I'm gonna overlap with another layer, so it's gonna look a little bit better. So for now, I'm just not worrying much. Right? There are gonna be details that will hide something that I feel maybe not so confident about. Again, it's all about staying away from your weaknesses. You don't have to do that. Like, if you're doing the product, right? If you're selling something, don't do something that you're not really good at, right? Just do something that you're good at, sell it, or show it, right? And then you practice behind the scene, right? Behind the curtains, you practice how to get better. You're not showing it to everyone to look at. I mean, you can. It's not like it's not really forbidden technique or whatever. But I mean, it makes sense not to do that. See those some Frank Miller fingers. Okay, gonna make it smaller. Oops. Make it smaller like that. Yeah, I'm gonna divide it because it should have like 5 fingers and 2 thumbs. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's gonna be like that. No, that's the wrong finger. So maybe fingers should be like that. Right? Like that. Is that how you position your thumb? Right? Yeah, we're gonna do something about that. It's okay. It kind of looks huge in all aspects, which is not how it's supposed to be. Especially, it's just a part, right? It's just a part of his body, and it's the part that is behind him. That's what I'm saying. It's not. It's kind of behind him, so it's not supposed to be that huge. His body even supposed to like hide this part a lot, so you won't even be able to see this arm that clear. I feel like we did it too clear for the 3D posture. Should be more behind. Okay, so that is pretty good. Pretty good. That's a nice song. Maybe I say that all the time. I don't know. I mean, whenever this song is playing, because it's being the playlist's being on the loop for a while now. For last couple streams, but it's okay. Oh yeah, that's right. We did some like broken pieces on his chest armor. That's right. Gotta copy that now because you want it to look similar to the previous appearance. See, that's another thing. Whenever you have a character ready, you really now have to maintain the visuals. You really need to maintain the way he looks. You can't really mess around the way he looks, which is, yeah, it's understandable, but it's kind of like you need to go back and look, and you can't really work on design much further. It's kind of funny. I find it kind of funny. Find it kind of sad. You know the song? I'm not gonna sing it because it's probably copyrighted. But yeah, I'm gonna start with the armor on his hand. I feel like this is like a good part for me to start from. Okay, maybe it's fine. I'm gonna make it smaller later on. It's okay. Oh, I actually come up with the name for this guy. His name is Rodion. We thought about that last time. I don't remember which time. It's kind of cool Russian name, and I thought about this name as there's a character from Crime and Punishment called Rodion, and I feel like this is kind of cool name with the hard R in it, right? Rodion. I mean, at least in Russian, Rodion. Yeah, that's how you should pronounce it. Rodion. It's not Rodion, it's Rodion. It's gonna sound cool. So yeah, that's his name. He might be like a Lord Rodion or something, but I'm not sure yet. Like right now I'm focusing on finishing visuals, and I feel like that's like, yeah, that's something I should be focusing on. So I feel like it's okay. Oh shush. Maybe it's not how it's supposed to be. Yeah, I kinda don't like this area. Something like that would be nice. Yeah, I'm gonna my throat will need a rest. I feel like I was talking too much. Let's listen to the music for a while. Can I like, yeah, I should level up music a little bit. Maybe I'll just even keep it like that. Maybe I'll keep it like that. Yeah. Kind of like the idea that they just wearing pants, not wearing like belts, because I feel like they are moving a lot. They kind of like ninjas in a way, so I feel like it makes sense for them to wear just like early Batman, right? Not wearing huge heavy armor, but wearing just a normal cloth instead. I feel like that's a cool idea. Yeah, I should do that probably. Man, I don't know. Yeah, I guess like that. Makes sense. See, again, we should have like this line, but I feel like we kind of not established it well enough. Or maybe it's okay if I do that. You know what I'm saying? Too much geometry, man. Come on. I feel pressure to make it more good looking geometrically. Although this line in the middle, it's not there. It's just, I should delete it. It's actually not on the final costume, so I'm gonna delete it in a moment. Should I make it like that? Or yeah, I think it's fine like that. Now I feel like his arm is kind of strange position. He's too stretched, right? You want to put his, well, we'll do that later. It's fine. We're still not like in the finished version, so it's okay. Nobody really cares much. Yeah, even his head, I'm pretty sure we are going to like tweak the proportions. I always do that, and it's just like taking one thing out of like you just take one thing, you deal with it, and you move to another thing, and it's much easier. Like when you think about how much you should do, you just take one thing, right? Just do one little thing. And then you just feel like, okay, now I might do another thing, and you do another thing. It's like here, so okay, maybe the proportions are wrong, and this line, it shouldn't be there. But you know, I'll do one thing, okay, and then I feel like it's kind of working, so I'm gonna do another thing, and then you do another thing, and so on and so forth. It's kind of a nice way to tackle issues in life, I feel like. I think this area is kind of important. And yeah, his arm here is really like ugly looking. It's not supposed to be like that. Man, there's so many things I want to hide with shadow. You know this feeling when you have a drawing and you feel like, okay, it's not what I wanted. It's not turning out well, you know, and I have this 90% of the time, but then I just finishing it, and then okay, it kind of looks all right. So I'm gonna go back to the, can I go back? Okay, thank you. Gonna back to this one, and I'm gonna look, it's broken 1 2 and 1 2. Okay, so it's like E in each side. So we're gonna have like this. There's something I might even change a little bit later on, not sure. Kind of like it like that, yeah. I'm gonna make it like this. Gonna delete. Man, I choose eraser. Sometimes I just pick eraser and it lets me, asks me to change the brush, and I didn't want it to change the brush. I just want to pick an eraser, and yeah, that's kind of strange thing. Strange it asks me for. So now I'm not sure. Should I make it like this? I don't know, man. Let's try both, okay? Try both. So this one way, I mean, I'm gonna change his body form for sure. So how's that? I don't know, I hate this line now. I feel like it's not the way it should be, and I want to erase the background here. So I'm gonna break his body in 3 pieces. I'm gonna change things around. So I'm gonna redraw the hand. So now what I'm seeing here and what I don't like here, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna make his body more wide here. I'm gonna use this area. I'm gonna move it a little bit this way. feels like more appropriate. Gonna put his body from there down here, I think. And what I'm going to do else, I'm gonna erase this area, because I feel like he's not so thin. He looks kind of too thin, so that's what we're going to avoid now. So yeah, still can be not perfect. I'm gonna maybe do other changes. Now he kind of look like Batman, right? His ears kind of looks funny. Maybe we'll add like buttons so you can see like this cape is being connected by buttons here. Maybe, I don't know. We might do that. Kind of looks funny. It's probably, you would think that this is important thing to do. And then we're gonna, I feel like it's not working like that. It's not. So we're gonna, for example, we're gonna pick it and we're gonna invert it. Is it better? It's actually better looking. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do a little that, a little bit of that. Yeah, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. Yep. And would you look at that? Kind of looks nice. I mean, it's not supposed, it doesn't have to be perfect. Keep in mind, there's nothing perfect, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Like it can be perfect. So, yeah. That's the question. Like that's the answer. If you have a question like, is it perfect enough? It's never gonna be perfect. And again, if you have like a year to finish a painting, it will take you a year. If you have 2 years to finish a painting, it will take you 2 years, because there's always something you can add. It's always something you can add. But if it's like business, you can't do that. You have to move. You have to keep going, right? Like iPhone, right? iPhone. It's changed so much through the years, right? It's not the same phone. It's very different. It's huge now. I remember people making jokes of iPhone 5 because it was too big. So it's keep going, keep changing. And imagine them when 2010, 2009, when they come up with the idea, they feel like, okay, maybe we just wait for technology and we do not release the product now. No. Why would you do that, right? I mean, of course, the technology will change with the time. It's gonna be better and things like that. Feels like it should be bigger. So I'm gonna do this. Yeah. And I'm gonna do this. Yeah. So it's kind of understandable. I feel like his head is maybe too low. Kind of understandable. The same with art, right? You just do with the technology you have and you make it as good as you can, and everything else you just don't really worry about. Like next year it's gonna be a better drawing, it's gonna be a better painting or whatever. So yeah, don't really worry that much about that, otherwise it's never gonna be done. It's never gonna be perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna, man, I keep saying that I'm gonna stop talking because my throat hurts. Just keep talking. It feels so strange not to talk on the stream. Still feels there's something wrong with his body. I don't know what. Okay, I'm gonna draw the arm here. And he might look strange, but I'm not gonna worry. I'm gonna start with coloring because I am behind the schedule. I need to catch up. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what we should do? feeling good about that. I mean, yeah, I can't help it. I feel good about the drawing, even though I kind of see there's so much that is not perfect, but I feel like it's we're getting there. Now he has so much lines on his body. I feel like he's gonna have this fist of anger again. Kind of standing like that a lot. This is a little bit strange. That he kind of looks fat now. Maybe with shadow will be better, but there's something wrong about that. That arm. Should it be... Oh, sorry. Should it be bigger? Okay, maybe with shadow it looks better. Maybe he's too big now. I don't want to make him like super thin or buffed. I want to make him normal. It's like the way normal human being should look like, and the armor should usually make you bigger. It's how it is. It's not makes you thin, right? Doesn't make you thin. Oh man, it's been 2 hours. Okay, I'm gonna stand up now. I'm gonna stand up and relax a little bit. So this hand is again kind of the same position, but this time you're gonna have like fingers like that, you know. Like all his fingers will be like this. Then you're gonna see like a pinky, just to understand the posture. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It's kind of strange, but it's not that bad actually. Maybe this one is too far. Yeah, it's kind of alright. Kind of alright. In terms of schedule, even more alright when I'm thinking about it. You can tell it's his arm. Yep. Okay. And we're gonna have more like lines here. Gonna have lines like that. Okay. Again, the proportions are not there, and I know that. I can tell. Well, actually, it's not that bad. Actually, it's not that bad. And again, we're gonna use him later on to just show that, okay, he is looking at the window where the main character is escaping. I feel like he's this part of his body, like this shoulder, his arm, should be bigger. And I'm not sure if I should just go through this or should I move it like that. So I'll just move it like that a little bit. Then we're gonna just connect it like that, right? Naturally. Let's go, guys. Pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna stand up now. Yeah, still things. Don't wanna finish. Yep. Okay, let's stand up. Yeah. Let's go, guys. Gonna stand up and stretch a little bit. Feels like always feels like there are more time passed than it really is. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna lift you up a little bit. Hey, let's go up, 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 up. Don't like to look down at somebody from high, because I get this thing. But because I'm too tall, I always do that. Okay, I need to open just in case. Keep panicking, but I don't feel like it's a threat for me right now. So yeah. Check one thing real quick. Okay. Little things tweaking here and there. Okay, so we are almost finished with the black and white part of this. So I'm going to make this character like, again, fish eye looking. It's kind of even strange, like I want to make him smaller. It's gonna be smaller for sure, but also like this makes more sense. Yeah, like that, I think. And then you think, should he be in the middle, or should he be like here? I think makes sense like that. Yeah. Again, I need to finish his horns. Is that a word, horns? I think. Okay, so good thing about coloring this particular piece is because we have a background, right, everywhere, and we're gonna use the same colors for the background, so which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. And I'm gonna add one more layer here. Yeah, kind of too much lines going on, right? Kind of annoying. I feel like that's not how he should look like. Feels like too much of it. So maybe I'll reduce some of it. You know, if it's when you color it, it's not so annoying. So maybe we'll color it, and then maybe we change something. I don't know. Probably. It's not tall enough. I'm too tall for this table. I don't know. Can I get it? No, it's the max. This table is like right now its table is 1 meter and 20 centimeters high. So I'm kind of almost 1 meter and almost 70 centimeters up. So it's kind of difficult for me to. I will be taller than the table for sure. Let me see if we are. I keep forgetting. We are also streaming on YouTube. It's Space Bubble, the name of the channel, Space Bubble. Don't ask me why. It's not gonna be changed probably. Maybe it will be changed, but I don't know. I might change it back at some point. It is Igretro on Twitch, and Igretro on YouTube is my Russian channel, which is misleading. But I didn't know if I will have people on Twitch, so I don't really worrying much, so it's fine. It's okay. Doesn't matter. So we're gonna have like cape here a little bit. I feel like it should be. It's kind of like, wow. No, maybe like, wow. Because he's turning so fast, there is a cape, which is kind of doesn't make sense, but it is a comic book, so. And again, you know, you won't be able to see a lot of it. This is like a part that I kind of feel sad about, like when you have to delete something that not going to make it in the frame, because sometimes it's important and you kind of feels like it helping. You kind of got to, I gotta erase that because it's not in the frame, but it's okay, you know, it's all right. I'm gonna do the same here. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna delete this one. I'm gonna go back this because we have so many layers. I have to sacrifice those that are not used. I'm trying to speed up, man. But the cool thing is, you know, when we're done with this one, next one will be again big character page. I feel like it's pretty cool. You're gonna like it. Okay, so we kind of have this picture done. So I'm gonna do a little tweak here. So where's he looking at me? Okay, here. I'm gonna add like a leg here. Just to show that the guys just left, right? So it's kind of like a small detail. Doesn't matter, but you kind of have the feeling of what's going on around. It's also a little bit wrong, the fact that he's so big on this one. He should be like smaller. But it's okay. Doesn't matter. It makes sense. I mean, you understand the story, right? You don't have to go through everything to understand that. I'm actually dancing a little bit, and it helps my man, I love Twitter. Twitter is so nice. Like, people being upset by Twitter, and I just love Twitter because people are so nice to each other. Because I feel like, at least for me they are nice, and and I'm trying to be nice back, you know, and we're all nice to each other, which is, I feel like it's very nice. I don't know why people getting upset. So I'm just dancing for my body to feel better, because it's too stiff now. I need to move.
Yeah, hey. Cause
you don't want to be too stiff, right? You want to be able to dance, because if you can dance, you can... What? Wait. Is that corpse? Is that corpse? Actually corpse? That corpse, man, let's go! Is corpse not copyrighted?
And they always asking questions about my face, can't relate. Fucking caught my own reflection, broke a mirror the other day. Got a lot of bad shit that I'm taking to my grave. Got a fucking day with death.
Oh no, he's cursing. So I grabbed the bread. Man, Corpse is amazing. I love Corpse. Corpse husband. You know that guy? It's a nice guy, man. I wish... I'm not sure if he's not copyrighted. I feel like he's cursing way... I don't know if that's okay on Twitch, but I'm trying to be family friendly. What happened with this hand? What happened with this arm? I don't know. It feels like it should be here, right? Kinda... What? Where is this part? That's cool. I can recognize Corpse's voice, right? He's so recognizable. He keeps singing about him not being okay. I feel like, I don't know. I'm really curious about what's going on in his life or whatever. Oh yeah, this part we had it, but I don't know. I guess I didn't copy that. Well, it's a good opportunity to make his arm a little bit like like that, right? One, two, three, four, five. You kind of want to do that, but then you're gonna erase some of those lines here. Again, it's okay. You know that this is fingers. They not always look like fingers because it's kind of like complicated construction, and many people can get fingers right, which is like, yeah, I get it. I sometimes too. But again, you know, these are fingers, so you don't have to be like precise about that. So I feel like, yeah, it's okay. Don't worry about it. And I can't wait to start coloring. Coloring is one of my favorite part of the process because you feel so relaxed when you do that. It's so cool that Corpse does not copyright his music, copyright strike his music. I wouldn't like risk it though, but I guess if it's on the not copyrighted list, then it's cool. I didn't know he's like doing rock music. To be honest, I always wanted Corpse and PewDiePie to sing together. That would be epic, really. I don't know why it's never being a thing. I hope it one day will be, but yeah, as for now, it's not. And I know that Corpse is a fan of PewDiePie. He's a nice guy. I feel like he has this kind of more of a friendship. See, you now kind of feel like there are things that doesn't look right. Sometimes it's too much. What's going on even? Like maybe I'm erasing unintentionally something. Feels like I do, but I don't know if I actually do that. I feel like this part should be like closer. And maybe make this closer. Yeah. Now it kind of looks cool even. I feel like I like the way his hand looks here. Yeah. Who is this now? Okay, I don't know who's this. It's not Corpse though. So yeah, I feel like those hands kind of looks even cooler now. But the cape is now messed up. We're gonna fix it. It's not a big deal. It's a really quick, small detail. Although we'll leave this part. So yeah, I think like those pages are ready to be colored. Then we have one last piece because we have this piece here. You remember? It's gonna be like in space. So that all makes sense now. We're gonna add colors. We're gonna add stars, right? We're gonna use white color for this. We're gonna add stars, and we're gonna add like a planet here, and there's gonna be a space shuttle flying. So that's what's going to happen on the bottom part of this page. So let me pull up some spaceship references just to see how it should look like. Space ship landing. Okay, that's too close to Earth. Oh, but there's one space shuttle landing stock photo. Pretty cool. How do you make stock photo of that? When I was like very young, I thought, how do they do that? How do they take pictures of planes, right? How do they take pictures of space shuttles and things like that? Who is making those photos, right? Where's the cameraman? And then, okay, there's some of them are edited, obviously, and some of them are just, you know, cameras, professional cameras that being used for photos like that. You can tell the difference, right? If you just open and if you see the space shuttle flying over the planet Earth, you know it's edited, of course. It's not real. There's no cameraman in space. Maybe there is. So yeah, Earth. We're gonna draw Earth here, and because we're drawing in color, See, this is kind of annoying part because we're drawing in color. We now have to draw Earth in color, but we're gonna cheat. Just don't tell anyone, okay? Don't tell anyone. We're gonna cheat a little bit. We're gonna use white here. We're gonna fill it like that, and then we're gonna do just, you know, the typical thing with like blue oceans and the green Earth. And then we're gonna blur it so it's gonna be like in space, like far behind, because far away. If you look at some stock photos of space shuttles and things like that, you may realize like whenever there's planet is glowing a little bit, right? It's kind of like glowing with blue or with like orange if it's Mars, right? It's glowing, and because it's glowing it looks like a planet in the distance. So we're not gonna just fill it in blue, right? We're gonna make it glow. We're gonna use this brush later on, right? And we're gonna do something like that, and then it's already looks more like a planet in the distance, right? So there's some tricks we're gonna use. I actually just noticed we have black dot here. Where is it? Is this on the same? Okay, I'm gonna actually put that away, and I'm gonna draw it again. I'm gonna draw it with white because I want to make different colors later on. So I'm gonna do that. Oops, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my ink. And when we do that, we're gonna also draw a space shuttle. Okay, that's for some reason it's difficult. Okay, like that. And the space shuttle, we're gonna use the one we draw last time, right? This one. And when you think about how it looks like from behind, there are two things you can do. First thing, you can make it very simple. You can just draw like again, we're using my favorite brush. You can just draw like a light source, and then you just draw a little bit of the ship in front of it. So it's kind of look like it's flying with the fire behind it, which is kind of cool. It's kind of makes sense, right? Kind of makes sense. So something like that you can do, which just makes sense. And probably we're gonna still use that light for fire, but we're gonna do again a little bit more detailed. So I'm gonna still use this brush. I'm gonna draw the behind part of the ship. I feel like it's like a bread, you know, like bread, like fluffy, nice bread. Toast, even toasty. And then there's gonna be another part of the bread. That's how you make the perspective, right? One bread, another bread, you connect the parts like here, and now it makes more sense. If it doesn't make sense, you add another bread in front of it. Maybe make it more smooth, right? You make it more smooth like that. Okay, maybe bigger. It's too rough. So you do this. Okay, waiting. Yeah. Again, it's not big deal. You can tell from the big page, like, okay, I know what's going on, right? I know it's a space shuttle flying away because I saw the previous page, and I'm not stupid, right? I know what's going on. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We later gonna fill it with colors of this. I'm gonna use colors of this picture. Really reminds me of Battletoads and Double Dragon video game when you play like a little space shuttle attacking. So this thing I'm still not decided yet. If we put the big spaceship here, right? Should they follow it, or should they be like, oh no, he escaped like an hour ago. We don't know where he is now, and he is actually far away, which feels like something that I really want to do right now, because I want him to have time on the planet, right, before he would be captured by the big bad guy, right? This guy. So I'm not gonna show the big spaceship here, but I'm gonna show like the pattern that he's flying away, something like that. And and then gonna put stars and put the text. Don't forget the text. Don't forget the text, right? Sometimes you draw a lot and you forget to put the text, and then you want to put the text and it doesn't fit. It's too big, too many words you need to say, and you don't have enough space. So sometimes you just put the text even before you finish the drawing. Let's say you don't want to draw like too many characters. Here, the monitor, right? The monitor screen. You don't want to do that. You have a monitor here. I'm gonna put the new layer just to show it. You have the monitor, and you don't want to draw like the computer information here, right? There's like text, blocks, something like that, right? You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. So what you do is just you put the text to put the bubbles, and because we have like characters interacting to each other, right? Those guys gonna say lines and he's gonna reply, right? Or he's gonna reply here. So that's a cool thing. Whenever you do the comic page, use space that feels empty to fill it with words and information. And this is really helpful. Don't overdo it too much. It's always two exchanges, right? They say something, he says something, that's it. That's it. They can't keep talking on this page. Some people do that. I wouldn't recommend that. There are exceptions, but you can't really it's not a good idea to do this and then this and then this. You know, it's like he reacting, but you don't see him reacting. Kind of looks strange. Why? Like, you know, they're gonna tell him like, oh, the ship is escaped. And you don't see his reaction. You want to see him being upset here, right? Here is kind of upset. But if he's going to continue conversation here, like, oh, where did he go? Find him. You don't see emotions. That's why you want each page to be like one moment in time. So here he's turning like, oh, he's going to tell them, get him, right? And they, yes, sir. And they leaving. And he is now looking and thinking, oh, where could he possibly go, right? Where could he possibly go? You can put all those thoughts in the first page, but you don't do that, okay? Just put each page, use each page for a separate like word balloons and one exchange. That's it. There are exceptions, but I assure you there are not many of those. So we're going back to our planet Earth. We're gonna make another layer. We're gonna start with the ocean. Ocean is the big part, right? You just actually what we can do, you know what we should do, we just duplicate it, delete this one, and on the duplicated we make it blue, then we select it and make it smaller. Just move it. Okay, now it's kind of with the white, what's the word of that? Underline. I don't know. It makes sense, right? Now you put the Earth. You make it very obvious. You make it green-ish. Make it more dirty, like this, right? Because it's not really green. It is green, but there's sands, things like that. And there are two things you can do. Again, you can make it like with like gradient, right? You can combine green and orange and things like that together, or you can just like make one part green. Okay, that didn't work. let me do that. Will it work? Let's see if it's gonna work. Okay, it's not work. Doesn't work. So what we're gonna do, we're actually going to just make a big brush and do like this. It's gonna be like just a brush, and I'm gonna fill it in. Or you can make just green part and then orange part and then others, which kind of works. But I would really recommend gradient. And the way you can do it, it's very easy. You just first you fill it with green, like however like you feel like it's enough. It kind of makes sense. It's Earth, you can tell. Then you go to another layer. This is really cool. You go make it orange, more like a yellow, right? So go this way. So it's now like sand. You add it a little bit on the place where you have green. Not too much. Don't go over the border. Don't go too much. So you add it like that, and then you go and make it how do you call it? Blur. You add the blur, And now it's like a gradient, right? It's kind of like, makes sense. And the cool thing about this, because we are on the planet Earth a long time ago, it's not like modern Earth, it's gonna be more green, which just makes sense, so we don't have to worry much about it. So what I'm going to do now, I'm actually gonna add more motion blur for green too. So how I'm going to do, I'm gonna select it with the automatic select. See, it's selecting, now it's purple. I'm gonna pick it, I'm gonna put it on the another layer, so now it's a different layer, see? And I'm gonna go back here, I'm gonna actually fill it so it's not empty. You don't see it, but it's filling it. It's filling underneath. See, now it's completely blue, and this one green is separate. So I'm gonna pick green, it's green, right? And I'm gonna blur it. Well, okay, it now blurred, and it's mixed with orange. So, because I feel like it's not enough green, it feels like it's... I'm gonna add more green now. I'm gonna add more green. Because when it's blurred, there's not enough green, I feel like. At least that's what I feel. It's like islands. Don't forget islands, right? There are islands on the planet Earth. And you can be like a little bit sloppy here. And... yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to delete this layer. I'm gonna add more sand a little bit later. I'm gonna do this blur. Okay, I didn't pick the layer. Okay, let's go back. Let's go blur. Yeah, so something like that. Kind of makes sense, 50%. And then we go here again, make sand color. More sand because I felt like it wasn't good enough. So this one was sand color. Makes more yellowish. Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna add some sand-ish colors. And I'm gonna do blur again. 15%, just like last time. Make sure they're kind of the same. And you can also multiply. It's not always works. No, it doesn't. We're gonna add shadows too. So it's not work, it doesn't work. So just regular. Okay, sorry. Regular. Yeah. And if it doesn't look good, you can make the opacity lower. So maybe it's not so much. So now it kind of looks all right to me. So yeah, you kind of can understand what's going on here. He's flying towards the Earth. And of course we pick the ocean color. You can do different things, but I would just go to a new layer here. And I will use our favorite light brush. Light as like lightning, right? To add the light. And then I will just blur it as well. Kind of makes sense. We can actually see there's like a black dot here. What is this even? Where is it? I put it somewhere. It's here? You see this black dot? I think it's somewhere. Somewhere. Need to find it. I want to delete it. Okay, how do you find it? You just check every layer. Oh man, this is annoying. I'm sorry. Okay, this is the layer where we see this. Okay, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna use lasso. Okay, so now it's kind of look like Earth. The other thing you can do, you can actually, instead of being just one line, you can turn this off, and you can make a lot of like light color here. So you do this, and then you do this. So it's like huge white, like wave. It's not white, it's blue, but I mean light wave. And when it's done, you blur it again, and you change the opacity, right? You understand it's even probably before I explain it. Kind of looks cool already. I feel like it's the way I feel it. So you go 15, and you go the opacity to like 40. You know what I don't like right now? I feel like the white, let's turn white off. Does it look better like that? Does it? I don't know. Let me see. Maybe we'll add this one. Okay, so now I feel like it looks alright. Let's keep it like that. So yeah, we're gonna add stars. We're gonna make it looks better. So we're gonna go back to choose the. We're actually kind of ahead of ourselves. We don't have to color it, but because there's not much thing to draw in space, I'm actually coloring it already. So I'm gonna color this one. I'm gonna use this color, and I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna go here and color this part. Yeah, pretty much. I'm gonna add shadows and details. I'm gonna use black. Should we add on this separate layer, or should we just keep going on this one? I feel like this is not a very important detail, so if you just do black, right? Just like that, it's kind of fine. It might be difficult if you want to go back later on or things like that, right? Might be difficult to do. So again, not too many details. Nobody is going to look at them. Nobody's going to watch. Nobody's going to check how much, like, is it accurate? Is it the same, right? The only thing you can draw, the only thing you can actually focus on here is like the back part where you have the engine fire. I don't know the word for this, but we're gonna add fire. I showed you before. We're actually gonna add like a blue fire because I feel like it kind of looks more futuristic. You kind of feel like red is so obvious idea, but it's kind of not futuristic enough. So I'm gonna do that. See, just so you see it's like a glass. Maybe we'll add highlights later on so it looks more glassy. See, it's so cool with 2D. You don't really have to worry much if it makes sense. It makes sense, right? It's from this distance, it's okay. It's okay. I'm gonna do more details here a little bit. Doesn't make sense, but it's just, so you want to do like big engines. It's usually round. I guess it makes sense. They're sometimes not round, but in this terms, I feel like they kind of should be round. So maybe something like that. And I'm not worrying much about if they are 100% accurate because I'm going to add light above this, right? So I'm gonna go to the separate layer, or I can just use layer with the light here. Or maybe not. Let's just use the different layer. I feel like we should definitely. And we're gonna make light and blue light, but not blue we did, but more like a fire blue. But we're gonna do two different blue. We're gonna make, it's like a gas fire, you know? So you're gonna make like this, right? Kind of makes sense. Kind of cool looking. And I feel like we're gonna go underneath and make it like darker, bluish. Something like that. So now it kind of makes sense to me. Kind of looks cool, if you ask me. So you kind of get the idea what's going on. And then we're gonna go ahead and draw some stars with this brush. So I'm gonna do some small details here and there. It's too big. It's too big, way too big. And it's okay to have one big star, I guess. You really don't want to just get too much attention to those stars. But you want to make sure like there's so many of them, they don't look like there's a pattern. Make sure they don't look like there's a pattern. Otherwise, kind of looks silly. So kind of like that. We're gonna add text, of course. So I feel like it's pretty cool. This side, this part with the ship going this way. Maybe gonna add some highlights later on or shadowing. It's pretty cool. And now we're gonna color this guy. And I actually didn't. Oh no, I did. I picked the color. So I have this thing. Boom. From my previous page. I'm gonna use it for coloring the background. I'm gonna start with the background. So this is like walls. So I'm gonna hold. Okay, okay, it's back. And what we're gonna do now, we're gonna pick each background. So see this background here. Let's see this background. Let's pick the first one we have. this one. Which one? Okay, it's the second one. Let's go to the first one. Should be on top. No, it's not. That's strange. Okay, this first one. I'm gonna go underneath, so I still keep my black lines, dark lines. I'm gonna actually turn off the characters here. Where's the main guy? Where's the main guy actually? Oh, that's strange. He's here. Why is he here? He should be higher. Okay, he should be here. Yeah, I don't know why he's not here. But because if he is gonna be underneath and we color it, he is not gonna stay on top, you know? We want him to stay on top. Now he is on top. You still see his cape, you still see his costume, and he would be, if he would be on the other layer, you wouldn't be able to see him. So we don't really want that. We really want to make sure you see them, because later on you're gonna color him. And for now I'm gonna turn him off because he is distracting me from coloring. So we can try and make it easier actually if we do this reference. It's not always works, but sometimes it does. Boom. No, it doesn't right now, so we don't do that. We don't do that. Sometimes it works, but because we have black, like, it's panels, it's kind of going away. So coloring is basically just therapy. You just do whatever, you just color. I can color his eye actually, because later on I'm gonna color other characters, so I can make mistakes. It's okay. I'm gonna color like over his eye later on, so it's okay. This is something you keep in mind as a digital artist. Like if you're doing it just practically, it's not gonna... Wait, what? Okay. Okay, I see. It's okay, I'll do it like that. But later on, we actually can erase it, it's okay. But still, on the final version, we can use the black for the space. And we put it in front. It's gonna work just fine. But I'm gonna not... Okay, sorry. I'm gonna not interfere just for now. I feel like it's kind of easier sometimes to just think ahead. Yeah, that's the word. Think ahead. Trying to do that so it's easier to fill in later on. And coloring can be really time consuming. I feel like this is the easiest part because you already have everything and there's like books for children to color, and you feel like, well, what else, what can be easier than that, right? It's kind of, yeah, I understand, but at the same time it's really time consuming. It just takes a lot of time. I'm gonna fill it in. Actually didn't like how it works, so I do that and I hold it so it fills in more. I'm gonna later on erase those parts like here. See, I kind of want to erase it right now, but now I've lost the... Where's the bar? So I'm gonna do one thing. I'm gonna turn this off, and now I'm gonna make sure it's not going outside. It's not necessary because I feel like I might put the dark in front, but just in case if it's gonna interfere and I will be forced to leave it like that, I'll just do it the way it is. And what's cool about it, we just filled this part of the room. We're gonna copy that, right? We're gonna copy that and we're gonna put it on the second part. So right now we're making background not just for one picture but for 4 of them. So it's a pretty cool thing. It's pretty cool. So we're gonna go back to this one. I'm gonna hold it so I only see this one. I'm gonna use this color for the floor. I'm gonna hold it again, see everything else now. I'm gonna go back to my... Okay. And now I'm gonna color the floor. Yep. Nice music, man. We need to switch to ambient, I feel like. Yeah. Let's go to ambient. Lofi. Yeah, pretty cool. It's pretty loud. I don't know if you can actually hear me. Today is different. Today is again the day where I feel like I'm just processing everything else, everything in my own head, so it's kind of cool and stuff. It's not to bother about like talking much or something like that. Sometimes it's a good thing to do, just to focus on what you are doing, not focus on providing an entertainment. And it's not bad too, but it's okay. You can do both. So again, I know those guys will stay here, so I don't have to color behind them. I mean, I can do that, but it's not like you're gonna be able to see them, to see the color behind the bracks. So it's just okay to leave it like that. And now we feel it. There is like not decided the color of the table, but I feel like it should be the same as floor. I'm gonna make it darker a little bit, and I'm just gonna do that. It's kind of similar colors. Everything here is blue-ish, and I'm still not sure if I should add buttons. I might. And then I'm gonna add shadows, right? Add shadows. So I don't actually need to fill it in, I just drop it. Oops. Why doing that? Okay, that's strange. That's strange. Not supposed to do that. I don't know, guys. I feel like 2D is so much easier. Maybe I'm just used to it too much. But animations, right? If you do 3D, what's the word when you do a 3D animation, you don't have to actually draw every single frame. It's doing it for you. I forgot the word. If you do 2D, you need to draw every single frame, which is sometimes annoying. Sometimes you can cheat a little bit. You can cheat a little bit, but most of the time it's just, yeah. I actually get back to sitting. Standing is nice. It's really nice when you draw, actually. You feel more, I don't know, like exercising a little bit in a way. Okay, so I'm gonna go back now to this picture because I feel like this screen is actually something we want to have on the monitors. And for the table, I'm gonna turn off the smoke here. Okay, there's too much smoke here. I'm gonna turn off all the smoke here. I'm gonna pick this color. I'm gonna turn the smoke back. And I am going to use this color here. Can I drag it? No, come on, man. Why can't I drop the color? I'm still on the color layer. Is it something else chosen as reference? No. I guess it's just the way it is. That's life. That's life. Life's tough. Oh, hi, Mark. If more people will love each other, the world will be a better place to live. Wise words. Yeah, I like lofi music. I feel like I've been doing 2 hours in like this energetic rhythm, and now I'm just. But I feel good about this piece. Can I drop it now? Yeah. Still, there's like white areas. There's still some white areas not filled. We don't need that much white here, right? Right. I'm gonna choose this one, this color. I'm gonna fill this one. Boom. So it's kind of like the corridor in the shadow. It's not, but it's kind of is. The thing is, I actually changed this third and fourth picture to be like zoomed out. You see the ship here, right? So here you don't see the window, but you can see the window here, which is I wouldn't be able to use the colors as efficient now, which is maybe my mistake. Maybe I should have thought about this before. I didn't, so I'm gonna think about how should I do it now. But yeah, let's fill the monitors with this red color. I actually want to use this red for other things as well. I'm gonna show you later. Can I just fill it in, man? Come on. Come on. There is like blue on the left, blue on the right, so I should be able to fill it in, right? Sometimes it's strange. I don't know why it's... Okay, let's do this. Yeah, see, it doesn't work. Doesn't let me... Don't let me... Not letting me. I'm gonna do it again, like now. Yes, okay, it should be the same color. Okay, makes sense now. Now I feel like, okay, it's easier for me now. So I need to go all around. Kind of reminded me of the game when you need to cut the puzzle. You know that game for the mobile phones when you need to cut the puzzle to see the picture and then it's open and then you go to the next one and that's the game and there's enemies flying around. Yeah, it's a funny game. So I'm gonna do a little bit more of coloring here because those parts are also gonna be part of the ship. And when I'm done with the like background here, I'm gonna copy that and paste it to the second, third layer. The ideal would be to use the shadows as well. I don't know if I can do that though. Feels like a lot of work. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go back to this layer. Boom. And I actually could have used this red. I'm gonna pick this yellow. Go back, turn this off, and then go back to this layer. Where are my colors? Coloring. And then I'm gonna do little yellow buttons here and there. Yeah, you know, like that. Well, maybe make it all yellow. Makes sense. So yeah, don't overdo it. Just a little bit. Then maybe, yeah, maybe keep it like that. Let me see. Should we put any other color here? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna pick light again. That the one we used? Okay, that's not light. Come on, man. I picked that one. Okay, not this one. I'm gonna go to red color we used. Let me see it. Yeah. So we're gonna use this red to show information on the monitor. I'm gonna use the same picture. We're gonna think about what should we do? What should we write on this monitor? No, I'm actually gonna do on the separate layer. I might change it later though. So I'm gonna do like, okay, that's too small. It's too small. You want to make sure it looks like the old computer graphic, right? And again, it's too geometric, so you want to be careful. But you can also just copy, right? So we're gonna make this 3 lines here. I don't know if that's... see, it's kind of difficult to make it straight even. So I'm gonna pick this, I'm gonna copy that. Oops, sorry. I'm gonna duplicate that, so it's now 6 lines. And we're gonna use it as a, like, computer net. And then we can also duplicate that. And we're gonna change the something like that. So now it's kind of look like a map. We need to adjust it a little bit, right? Need to adjust it so it's not too messy. So we just do this, right? Or maybe even bigger. How's that? It feels alright. You can always go like back and delete something that feels like it shouldn't be there. So we're gonna combine them. Oops. We're gonna combine them. There's one layer now. We're gonna make it a little, oops. Gonna make it, oops, a little bit bigger because there's not everything is so fine. Gonna deform a little bit because it's on the computer screen, right? It's like going around the room. It's not 100% straight. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna delete those parts that are not on the screen. Gonna delete those parts that shouldn't be on the screen. You can also add like text or whatever. Oops. Okay, there's more. Oops. Gotta get that one. Erase here. Yeah, on the top. It's a lot. And you can change the opacity to go like 50%. And it's now does not drag too much of your attention. I feel like it's still kind of annoying, but yeah, we'll just add like ships here, so it's like you can understand that they are looking at the space, like, and then we just add like information, like 45 something something, this like 90, I don't know. No, it's too big of a 90. So just like that. Then gonna be another like space. It feels like there's too many ships now. Okay, I'm gonna maybe just dots. It's like space system. So maybe just do more lines here. Not too much. So maybe it's like that, yeah. Kind of look like a computer now. I feel like you can kind of feel like it's a computer. And on the second screen, they should have like formulas, like all kind of formulas. And it's like, or maybe it's like a gibberish. So we're gonna use gibberish from the one we created before. I'm not gonna like go back and show it because I kind of remember it. So it's kind of like that. It's kind of like Korean, but it's not that round. It's gonna be more like Predator language. You know, the Predator movie? Something like that. We're gonna do that. Then we're gonna change the shape to be rounded. So it's okay. It's kind of look a little bit like Chinese or something like that. And then we're gonna have like a geometrics, a little bit more geometrics. And then we're gonna have like oh, again, the loading screen, of course. This is gonna be a little bit different because loading screen is a little bit difficult to do. To make them all same shape or whatever. So yeah, we're gonna also draw like this the space shuttle itself, like in Carmageddon game, just to show that there is like damage or something. It should be like a lot of details like the map itself, but I feel like it's gonna take too much time to do it, so I'm just gonna draw like a raw lines and things like that. I don't know why I keep drawing like 5 or 4. So something like that. Maybe more gibberish here, or maybe like map. Okay. Again, a little bit of those lines to show it that this is a map. Maybe something round as well, like in Korean. So something like that behind them. We're gonna select it. And we're gonna make it a little bit rounded. I wanna make sure it's not leaving the screen, right? You don't want it to put it on the walls, right? Or you don't want it to be abrupt, right? Just like here. Yeah, something like that. Make sure there are lines, even when it's feels like shouldn't be noticeable. But yeah, things like that can be very. So something like that behind doesn't make sense. It's okay, doesn't matter. Now, shadows and small little details. Should we keep it on this one or should we make it another layer? You know what? I feel like it's not gonna be too difficult to copy that shadows as well. So I'm gonna connect those two. So yeah. And let's see. We're gonna pick this layer. We're gonna duplicate it. Now we're gonna paste it here. Okay, it's not gonna work perfectly. Oh, sheesh. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna put it down. Now I need to find this one. See, I should have combined them. Okay, this one. My bad. See, because the outlines is not visible now. Well, we can make it. What is this actually? It looks a little bit strange though. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna fix a little bit here and there. It's kind of difficult. We still can use it, I think. But I'd rather just add things that are not... You see, the most annoying part is the computer monitors. Yeah, let's go back to... Okay, where is it? What? Oh, it's still here? Okay. So I'm gonna copy that underneath of this one. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna try it now. See, I'm gonna focus on monitors because I feel like we did a lot of information on the screen. And yeah, it actually looks better now. I don't know why I did back the first time. It feels better now. Okay. So we're gonna fix some little details. Why it's light? We haven't used light in a while. I'm gonna fix details that are not perfect. I'm gonna do the same for next two, which is very useful. I don't really have to go back and redraw details. It's very good. I don't want to do that. And it's not really like you're gonna stare at those details. You're not gonna look at those details. You're not gonna see it, so it's okay. So I don't have to really suffer that much in terms of... The good thing to keep penciling, like just, you know, not always send your final version because you might get the job as penciler or, I don't know, inker, right? Don't have to be colorist or like whatever. So it's kind of good thing to keep. I'm not combining colors with inks. I just do everything on the separate layer. I think that's the right thing to do. Otherwise you might only be considered to be an, I don't know how to say it, like not only... They don't see your work as a penciler or inker, right? You want to make sure they see all your work. They, I mean, people who are considering you to work. So I feel like there's something like missing this part. I feel like it should be higher. We kind of now feel there's like hierarchy, and this whole planet thing is a little bit... Should I combine it? I feel like it should be combined. No. See, it doesn't... I don't know. It never really works for me. I really need to like pick the layers like that. Pick the layers like that. and just move them. Just move them high on top. And it works better like that. It's thankfully worked. It works. So now we know that this color is not supposed to be here. So yeah, very nice. Okay, we go back here. We are going to erase this area. Although it's kind of gonna be blocked anyways. But that's something strange. Like right now I'm looking at it. I'm looking, right? I'm looking. And I feel like it shouldn't be here, right? There's details here, like here. They shouldn't be here. Was there here before? Or is there something I did unintentionally? This probably could be something that I didn't know that I did. But it's too late to change, I think. Actually, you know, we can do like a cool detail here. We can do a cool detail here because the screen is like a loading screen. We can actually make like progress bar go higher. Oh, that's okay. We go to separate layer. We do that. It's kind of funny because it's gonna go higher each frame. We're gonna get 50%. And we're gonna combine now. So now it makes more sense. Now it's 3, 5, and then gonna be 7, 10. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Oh, okay. Man, it's taking time. 3 hours. Pretty cool. So I'm gonna select it. Gonna duplicate. I'm gonna go down now. Okay, and there's it is again. Where is this? Okay, good thing we found it fast. And this one gonna be a little bit tricky. Because we now have less room, but it's curved. And this is something I'm really afraid of. I'm really afraid of that. So I want to make sure it's man, I can't even tell you what was the original size. I guess I really need to just redraw it again. Ah, yeah, man. Well, you know what we can do? You know what we can do? We can actually just use it as a reference here. That's unfortunate, but yeah, it's okay. I think I might try to... I might try to use this computer screen, at least. Because I feel like it's really... I want to save time. I don't want to redraw computer screen, okay? I don't want to redraw computer screen. Yeah, it's completely different size now. Wow. So that's gonna be the same for the next one. So I'll have to do it myself every time. So that's the best I can do here, I guess, yeah. Well, it's not bad. It's not that bad. It's alright. Makes sense. So we're gonna do the same for here. Same for here. Gonna copy that. Well, actually just drag it. Don't really have to worry about copying things. I'm not gonna use the bottom part again. So I'm gonna go to deformation. Deform, right? Deform. No, you don't say deformation. So gonna drag it. It's kind of doesn't make sense because now it's, well, maybe it is. It's just perspective, right? Perspective. I'm gonna delete some of those, right? Because it's kind of shouldn't be here, for example. Oh man, this iPad is hot. My arm feels the heating. Man, I really want to finish this coloring. I really want to finish this part of this page. Page a day, man. Page a day. Just like Todd said. But this one we're already doing for the second day, right? First day, only did like couple hours, didn't really try much. The second day doing 3 hours already. But you know, mostly it's coloring now. It feels like maybe we can leave it for another day. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Maybe we should. Yeah, maybe we should. Maybe we should. Yeah, okay. You know what? I'm gonna finish this room probably. Kind of doesn't make sense. It's too stretched. Or maybe it doesn't matter because it's not the main. Not the main goal here. Okay, I'm gonna finish. Oh my god, why is light? Did I pick light? I don't know if I did. Sometimes I guess it's just something I'm touching unintentionally, and it's just doing it, and I don't see it, and it's just happening. This is like unfortunate, I guess, but it's happening. Oh no, right? Oh no. It's okay. I guess it's not that bad. I mean, if it's gonna be too bad, I'm gonna notice that. I'm gonna see that right away if it's too, like if it's deleting important details. Sometimes it does. It deletes it. So I don't know. Okay, hope I actually can use it here. I don't know why I picked and I dragged one down. We're gonna later color the guards and the bad guy. I think that's pretty cool. I think I like this page. And I think even if, well, I probably should. I feel like even if Todd wouldn't like it, then there will be people who would like it. There will be somebody else who will say yes. We are on a free market, and the market right now is hungry, struggling with ideas, making remakes. It's so cool, you know. There's a Lord of the Rings TV show coming up, and I feel like that's really good thing. Like the more I learn about entertainment media, the more I feel like yeah, that's where we should go, because they don't have ideas. It's so bad. Like the Lord of the Rings, even the movie, right? It was 2001, 2002, and they just using, not only they using IP from 2002, the book, right? Story from, I don't know, it's like dozens of years existing. I don't know when was the book written, a long time ago. So they're using old books like Dune as well. They use old books to make new stories, which is so funny to me, because that means if you have an original idea, it will be probably, there's something they don't have. Something they don't have, so you can actually bring your idea to the market, to the table. Hopefully. I mean, there's always a chance that they will be like, oh, you know, it's unknown IP and we want to invest in something popular, like, you know, Harry Potter, and they're using a lot of popular IPs. But I feel like you have this argument still that you can get this done with a new IP. I'm not that like crazy. I'm not gonna ask to be like a director or something. I might ask to be an actor. I might ask to be a part of this, or voice actor, right? That would be a cool thing to do. But I'm not gonna be like too crazy on it. I would rather like make profit of my IP than just let it die. This is where I know that I'm not in the position of being too greedy. So it doesn't matter, like I'm not coloring yellow here because the guy is running. I'm gonna color yellow here. I'm gonna color yellow here. I'm gonna color yellow here. Still don't know about the table, right? It's kind of strange. But I would be happy to have like a Walking Dead idea. Like it's still my IP, but it's still like a show that somebody else is making, and I will be just like a guy who gives advice, things like that. That would be perfect, but that's not gonna happen that easily. But it might, you know, it might. I'm pretty sure. Like when you think about other cool IPs like Spawn, right? The Todd McFarlane Spawn, or Evil Dead. Actually, they're getting a game right now. Silent Hill. There are so many cool IPs from the past, and you think about, okay, like why are those IPs are not being produced if it's so like they so greedy, they so hungry for ideas? Well, because people who own those IPs, they feel like, okay, most of them, they just don't want to give it to somebody who will break it, who will then break it and then just bring it, give them back like a broken toy that, okay, you know, I played with it, didn't really work out, so yeah, here it is. So they don't want that. But most of them that are coming back, right? There's like Halloween movie, Scream movie. It's like all kind of old properties being revived. Even The Ring, right? There's about the girl from the well. It's like everything is coming back. And the reason for that is not like they care about all-time fans. They just want money from all-time, like long-time fans. Sorry. So yeah, that's kind of. Can you actually see it? It feels like it's frozen. Is it? Is it frozen? Yeah, it's not the way it is. Okay, give me a moment. That's strange. Okay, nobody told me. I've been. Yeah. Okay. It's okay. Okay, you see it now? It's different. Oh man, that's so unfortunate. But I think nobody really noticed that. If you guys noticed that, I apologize. Didn't see that. But yeah, we are coloring this area now. I'm gonna look. Actually, I'm not looking. I should look more close to it. Yeah, and Harry Potter is still going. Okay, that's didn't work. The Beasts and the game will be out this year. Oh man, this is the game I'm really excited about. New Harry Potter, because I'm really like big fan of Harry Potter IPs. And this is really shame we never had like any good Harry Potter games. We had 2 decent games for PS1, right? The first Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone, and then there's the Room, Chambers of Secrets, right? But we never had like proper Wizard World game. It's really unfortunate. And I'm kind of like even a strange fan of Goblet of Fire video game because it was different. It was kind of nice, and the first 2 was decent, but nowhere near close to being great. And it feels so bad because this IP, Harry Potter, right? It's so cool. There's so much you can do. And they not really doing it. But good thing is they bringing it back now. They're bringing it back. And that means again they are out of ideas. Yes. And we will be seeing Wizard World soon again. I kind of like it. Not gonna lie. So that's the 3rd background. I'm gonna do the last background the other day. Stand up now. Or maybe not. Maybe just sit down and talk to you guys. yeah, we're gonna finish this page next time. There are not too much else to finish. Mostly it's just the shadows and characters coloring. And after that, we're gonna go to our next page where we're gonna have another character. And that's what we're gonna go with our story. I'm gonna tell you a little bit more what's going to happen on that page. And keep in mind, this comic doesn't have like the whole... I'm not telling you the whole story, obviously, because I want you to read it. And with the text, there are gonna be much more information to read about. And yeah, there's one more page, and there's one big cool page after that, and there's last page that will be like the transition to the second issue. And I'm not sure about second issue yet, but that's what I'm going to use for my like future. It's like my Harry Potter book, right? That's my script, that's my draft that I'm going to show editors. And I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna write it in like a single page, the whole story of the first 2 issues, probably maybe 2-3 issues. And because I know the editors, they don't have much time, they have a lot of work, they will just look at this for like 10 seconds and they just put it away. So I want something that they can look at for 10 seconds and tell and say, wow, this is something, we should do it, we should invest in this. So that's what I'm thinking about. And then they look at my art, and there's only like 6 pages, 7 pages, it's not like 100 pages long. So they can get the idea of visuals, and they can get good artists, good editors and whatever. So that's what I'm aiming at, that's what my goal is. Yep, pretty much that's it. We're gonna go back next time, and then we're gonna be another one. And I'm really curious where we are going to do actually after that, guys. I'm not sure with the streaming. I got cool ideas, but let's see. You guys will know later on if we succeeded with this concept or not, because you were here while we were developing it. Pretty cool, I like it. Okay guys, thank you so much for those of you who've been here. If you were interested in it, that's cool. And this is history, really. I hope this is going to be something that I will watch in the future one day, like talking to myself from the future and think about, okay, that was cool experience, like regardless of how it turned out to be. It's a pretty cool thing to practice my English. Also, I still got my jasmine tea, so I feel like I have energy. Maybe it's just too strong to drink. And when I drink it, I have energy to draw. So should I keep going or not? I feel like I'll have more energy next time. Yeah, maybe I'll continue just laying down. Okay guys, bye bye. Take care.